Whoa, right off the bat, Suns Gen, before I could even make my appearance, already with the generosity, gifting 5 memberships to the community. My goodness, brother, let's start the show. What a way to start. Whoa, Suns Gen. My brother, I appreciate you. My goodness, the generosity to start the show on the right foot. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that, gifting 5 memberships to the community. Thank you for that. Very generous of my guy, Suns Gen. Always coming through. Always coming through with the support for the community. Thank you for that. And we gotta start it with Suns Gen. Normally we gonna start it with the best player on the road team, and that would be reigning MVP and probably future 2-time MVP, back-to-back, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But we gotta start it with my guy Suns Gen with his generosity. Thank you for that, man. Whew. Now that's a way to start the show. That is indeed a way to start the show. Now, and it should be a good show here tonight. We have a prime time heavyweight matchup where the reigning champion, the Oklahoma City Thunder, are on the road, taking on the Boston Celtics. In Boston, obviously. Suns Gen, appreciate you, man. I really do, man. Thank you for that. A-Rod, what's up, A-Rod? Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the chat who was a beneficiary of Suns Gen generosity, getting a gifted membership. Shout out to you guys. Zane, what's up, Zane? Joseph, Justice's dad, as always. Albert, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Joseph, my guy, appreciate you, man. Let's do it. Let's start the show. Let's get to our rundown. We're going to start with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, indeed, it is a primetime matchup. Now, unfortunately, it is not a primetime game. It is not a nationally televised game, even though there are nationally televised games tonight. Why they scheduled a Thunder Celtics game on a Wednesday afternoon, where ESPN has 2 televised games here today, and none of them are the Celtics-Boston matchup. Instead, they have Atlanta taking on the Cunningham-less Detroit Pistons. Not entirely sure why that got priority and why that wasn't eventually flexed, especially once we learned Cunningham's injury was going to keep him out for probably the remainder of the regular season. I don't understand. Bruce Simpson, what's up, Bruce Simpson? So I don't know why they have this kind of scheduling quirk here tonight. But either way, we have the subscriptions necessary in order to watch tonight's game. Unfortunately, you're going to have to pay for the league pass in order to watch tonight's game, unless you live in the Boston area or you live in the Oklahoma area. Then I guess you could watch it locally. Oda Austin, what's up, Oda? Ishi G, what's up, Ishi? They're missing out on Shai's aura. They're missing out on what is probably going to be an excellent basketball game here today. Also, mostly because both teams are healthy. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown in the lineup. Peyton Pritchard available. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, let's talk about it. I mean, there's not much to say about SGA. He's been absolutely consistent and spectacular this season. Over 30 points per game, 6.5 assists, 4.5 boards. He's been absolutely fantastic during this 11-game winning streak, 12-game winning streak, something like that. Double-digit winning streak here for the Thunder as they are winding down their regular season and getting prepped and prepared for the playoff run. They're fully healthy. They got Hartenstein available. They have their second guy, J-Dub, is available here tonight. As a matter of fact, let me double check that just to make sure. But as far as I understand it, he is going to play here tonight. If I go over to the Thunder injuries, who's out? Yeah, just Thomas Sorber is on their injury report, who is out for the entire season with a torn ACL. So we know that for sure. Zane said Green Boys getting zapped for that 2 seed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The Greenies, Celtics. They're going to be a bad here after today. The Knicks will have sole ownership if the Celtics lose. For now, obviously there's still more season to play, but with the Knicks owning the tiebreaker outright against the Boston Celtics for the remainder of the season, they will be tied in the standings, but the Knicks have the tiebreaker. They own the tiebreaker already. So it does not matter. As long as they end at least tied, the Knicks will be the 2 seed over the Celtics. So tonight, if the Celtics lose, they will drop even in the loss column to the New York Knicks, and will be tied. And therefore, the Knicks will own the 2 seed outright by themselves. Shin Sun Music Gospel, what's up, Shin? She said, we're here for the Jazz Wizards breakdown. Skip to that. The Jazz Wizards breakdown is crazy. Are they playing tonight? Is that a game that is on? I would not know. It is on at 9 p.m. I'll tell you what. This game starts at 7:30, so we're tipping off around 7:40 to 2.5-hour game, so we should be going to around 10 o'clock here today, which means we'll watch about half of this Wizards-Jazz game. I'll give you my thoughts. I'm giving you my thoughts as it goes, but obviously we will not be covering two tanking teams duking it out for possibly the worst records in the NBA. David Oz Jr., what's up, David? Knicks got one more game with the Celtics. They do indeed, but they're already 2-1 against the Celtics. So as long as they end the season with tied records, the Knicks will own the 2 seed outright over them. Obviously, if the Celtics have a higher record than the Knicks, they will have the 2 seed. But for now, if the Celtics lose, there's a lot of ifs flying around for me right now. If the Celtics lose, the Knicks and the Celtics will be tied in the standings, but the Knicks own the tiebreaker no matter what. They own the tiebreaker. Even if they lose that final game against the Celtics, if they still end up tied in the rankings, tied records, the Knicks will have the 2 seed over them. Crandon said when the Celtics lose. When the Celtics lose is an interesting point. Ishii said Rockets and Wolves are playing for standing tonight too, right? Yes, indeed. This is both of them have 28 losses. This is indeed a big game and a big stretch here at the end of the season. So many teams so close in the standings. If we get through our pregame and definitely during halftime and as the show goes on, obviously, during timeout breaks, we'll have the opportunity to check out the standings for both conferences and see where these teams stand, see what kind of matchups we have available to us, because obviously as we wind down the regular season here, we're going to try and cover as much basketball as possible. Unfortunately, our game here starts at 7:30, which means it ends at 10, which means we won't be able to get to a Rockets Timberwolves coverage. Definitely was interested in maybe possibly being able to do that, but unfortunately, our game will extend past the first quarter of Rockets Timberwolves, and who knows, it could go long, could go short, who knows. But unfortunately, I prefer to cover games from start to finish. I don't want to start covering a game in the middle of it, So we won't be able to cover Rockets Timberwolves tonight, but we'll keep an eye on it, as we always do when we go around the league. There's so many games on the NBA docket here tonight. My goodness, almost every team is playing, except for our New York Knicks. Zane said, play banner better than a cup banner. Yes, the Rockets and the Wolves. We read that one. David said, is the Atlantic Division banner better than the cup banner? The Atlantic Division banner is like a full season thing. I think they're kind of on the same level. I don't think either one of them are all of that prestigious. Like, you won the division. Cool. Did you win the championship? You did not. So does it really matter to be like, hey, we won the division, right? It's essentially being like, hey, we won the regular season, right? Which you didn't, because you didn't end up first in the conference anyway. You ended up first in the division, which what does that say? Not much to me. Which is the same as saying like you won the NBA Cup. Like, to me, they're on the same level. And the fact that they did not raise an NBA Cup banner still bothers me a little bit. Especially when you have division banners up there. But enough of the Knicks. This is not really a Knicks show. Keenan Har, what's up, Keenan Har? So tonight I'm rooting for Detroit. You're rooting for Detroit? Detroit against the Hawks? Here's the thing. I've been talking about this and I've been thinking about this. We're foregoing some of our coverage here. We got to get to it. Because we got two good teams here tonight. Ghost Travie, what's up, Ghost? Muhammad, what's up, Muhammad? Just need Shea and Jaylen to score one more point. 1 point in the first 3 minutes? I think you're pretty safe on that one. He said, no, wait, I'm rooting for the Hawks. I will tell you this, Keenan Har, and anybody else who's standings watching, including me, standings watching in the NBA right now as we wind down the regular season, every team hovering around 10 games left to play. I don't know how valuable it's going to be to have the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference this year, when your reward is likely a matchup against the Charlotte Hornets with the way they've been playing lately. Now, as Knicks fans, we will have the opportunity, because the Knicks' next game is against these Charlotte Hornets, right? Kinara said, I got the Hawks over 47. That's going to be a difficult number for them to reach. They only have 10 games remaining, so they have to go 7-3 to end the season here. They have been hot as of late, but I don't know, man. 7-3 is pretty tough. They got a couple of tough games coming up. Zene said, Cup banner would have been tough if the game counted towards the regular season games. Tend to agree, Zane. Tend to agree. We right here tonight. We right here. We agreeing on a lot tonight, Zane. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's start counting the Cup championship game towards the regular season. If two teams have an irregular end to their season where they have 83 games played, guess what? They got 83 games played. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I said, and I'm rooting for the Timberwolves because I have Houston under 52. What's the Houston sitting at tonight? 48, I think I saw. 43. Under 52. I think you're pretty safe on that one. I think you're pretty safe. 52 and a half, so they need 52 or less. I think you're good. They got to get 9 more wins, and they have, 10 games remaining? Something like that? 9 games remaining? My goodness. I think they have 9 games remaining, so they have to go 8-1 at the end. I think you're good. I think you're good on that one. Henry Robinson, what's up, Henry? So again, I don't know if you want the number 1 seed in the East this year because your Warriors are going to be playing the Charlotte Hornets, who have been in fuego the second half of the season here. Rocketing up the standings to the mighty 10 seed, and I think they'll stay at the 10 seed, but we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But even if they jump up to the 9 seed, the best they can get is the 8 seed, right? Which obviously matches you up against the 1 seed. I don't know if you want to play the Charlotte Hornets in the first round. Not that I think the Knicks can win that in a 7-game series or whatever, or that the Pistons would even beat them. I still would probably take the Pistons over the Hornets, but that is a tough matchup. Whoever is going to draw that card, likely the Detroit Pistons. And obviously the Hornets still have to win two play-in games in order to get there. But the way they've been playing, you can kind of just bookmark them in as the 8 seed right now. They've been fantastic. But let's get back to our coverage here. Let's fly down because we know what these teams are capable of. We know what these players are capable of. Shout out J-Dub, who is making his return. He returned the other day, I believe. So let me pull up real quick what his game log was and how many minutes he played, because I do think that is somewhat important to look out. He returned the last game against the Philadelphia 76ers, obviously also available here today. He, I assume, started. He did indeed start. J-Dub, 18 points, 8 for 14 from the field, knocked down a 3, 1 for 2 from the foul line, 4 boards, 6 assists, 3 turnovers, though. And that was against the struggling Philadelphia 76ers. But they are fully healthy. They're full slate of rotation players. So we're going to be able to go down and run down their situation here. Chet Holmgren, who has been kind of the number 2 guy majority of this year, will fall down the pecking order a little bit here. Occasionally going to drop down to the 3 guy, maybe sometimes even the 2 guy with J-Dub dropping down to the 3 with the way that he's been playing this year. Obviously, he's been in and out with the injuries he's been dealing with. So we'll see. If they don't have regular version of J-Dub back, I don't know how confident I will be with the Oklahoma City Thunder being able to survive 4 rounds in order to win the championship again. David Oz Jr. said, baseball opening night, Yanks, tomorrow night, right? Not tonight, tomorrow night, right? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Do I have my dates backwards? Now you got me intrigued, brother. Now you got me intrigued. I thought it was tomorrow night. Am I backwards? Am I late? I am late. It is opening tonight. It is opening tonight. All right, fill me in. Playing the Giants. Fill me in then. I thought it was tomorrow. I'm all turned around. I'm too basketball minded right now at the end of the regular season. I got too much going on. So keep me update on the Yankees score here tonight. Chet Holmgren, again, we know he's capable of about 17, 9, 1.7, 2 blocks a game. He has evolved and kind of always been one of the best rim protecting bigs since coming into the NBA, now especially a couple of years into his career. One of the best rim protecting bigs in the NBA. He's cleaned up his rebounding just a little bit. Just a little bit. Darnell said, rumors check out, Sheffy? What rumors? Rumors of what? What is going on? What is being rumored? What is being rumored? Chet Holmgren has been absolutely fantastic, and now with J-Dub back, he can maybe slide back into a better offensive situation for him where he can just kind of play off of the excellence of SGA and J-Dub and kind of be available as an outlet for those guys as well and get easier looks for himself where he doesn't necessarily have to create for himself because at this point in his career, it's not a strength of his. Joel Embiid is back, by the way. He's playing the Chicago Bulls right now. He's playing for Philly. They're playing the Chicago Bulls. So that's interesting to note that Joel Embiid is indeed back. I assume he did not play that game against the Thunder. Why would he? Yep, he did not. He did not, of course. Joel Embiid loves ducking tough teams in order to come back and play the tanking Chicago Bulls. That's what Joel Embiid does, and that has kind of been the story of his career. So let's keep it going. We've gone over the big three. Now we can get to the role guys for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And boy, oh boy, do they have high-level role guys. Starting with Lou Dort. Let's start with Lou Dort, who's in the starting lineup. That is his role, where he is the defensive stopper for them out on the perimeter, their point of attack defender. Well, also Kason Wallace and kind of everybody else. J-Dub's pretty decent at it. SGA's pretty decent at it. They just got defenders on defenders on defenders. They got options. Darnell said it's a podcast video. What is going on, Darnell? What are we talking about? Did I shout out Henry Robinson, by the way? Shout out my guy, Henry Robinson. I don't know if I did. And if I didn't, there you go. My guy, Henry Robinson in the chat. Keno R said, I have Knicks under 53.5, which is in trouble. Brother, yeah, it's in trouble. I hope they get 55 wins, because that would be one more win at least than the 2012 season with Melo, 2012-2013 season, right, where that Knicks team won 54. So give me 55 wins, and I'll be happy from the Knicks. Unfortunately for Kinohara, he might not be happy, but for me, I will be happy with 55 wins. That's my goal right now. Dre, what's up, Dre? So Lou Dort kind of having a mixed season overall. He's under 40% from the field, but the three-point percentage has been on the rise. He's starting to knock down that three-point shot again after a really, really rough start to the season. He's slowly creeping that thing back up to respectability, which is where he was during the playoff run, which is why he became so valuable and has been so valuable for this team, even going back to his rookie season. 9 points a game, 4 boards, 1.3 assists. He's out there to defend and knock down an open shot every now and again, and maybe occasionally run in, grab a rebound, or cut to the basket. Now we get to a true traitor, a Benedict Arnold, a horrible, horrible basketball person. Henry Robinson said, he did. Let's have a great game. Yes, sir, Henry. Yes, sir. Keno Hart said 53 wins in the chip would be perfect. I wouldn't mind 53 wins. I want 55, though. That's just me. David Oz Jr. said, Keno Hart, how you got have. Ozahar said, this should be a good game. It should be an excellent basketball game. I'm excited for it. I'm very, very excited for it. I had a long day at work. I'm a little tired, but the energy will be brought if they give us a reason to get hyped. I'm ready for it. I want two high-level offenses going up against high-level defenses here tonight, and both of these teams are capable of providing that. Isaiah Hartenstein, I have nothing nice to say, so I don't want to say anything too mean at all. But I guess the nicest thing I could say is that he's an excellent basketball player, and it pains me to say. He's an excellent basketball player. And I don't want to elaborate. I hate this guy. I have absolute sports hate for him, and I'll never forgive him for what he's done to me and my mental health. JP Drums, what's up, JP? Respect for doing this after work. Every night, brother. Every night. We do it every night. You know why? Because I love basketball. I do love watching basketball. I'm watching these games anyway. Might as well hit the go live button. Let's do it. I got nothing to say nice about that guy. So let's talk about Alex Caruso, who I do have nice things to say about. An absolute premier perimeter defender, Alex Caruso, who can be game-changing with his defensive impact, as well as occasionally maybe knocking down a three, but his three-point shooting this season has not been very good at all and not consistent at all. I've seen him have games where he goes 1 for 11 from three-point range. At least he shoots them. Josh Hart, take notes. I've seen him go 1 for 11 from three-point range. I've seen him go 5 for 6 from three-point range, so you really never know what kind of night you're going to get from Alex Caruso offensively. What you do know with Alex Caruso is that he will indeed bring it defensively night after night after night. Maybe not so much during the regular season because he's got to save himself. He's an old man now. He's in his 30s. You want to save himself as the elder statesman of this team for the playoff run. He will be instrumental in the playoffs, and his minutes, you'll see, will take up during the playoffs. Pretty mightily. Keenan Harrison Mather is still Hartenstein's name because he's definitely Benedict Hartenstein. He is definitely Benedict Hartenstein. He's Benedict Arnold to the fullest. He's a traitor. I have nothing nice to say about him. I don't want to have anything nice to say about him. The nicest thing I could say about him is that he's a damn good basketball player, and that's why it hurts my heart so much to see him wear a non-Knicks jersey. Pains me. It pains me. It really does. Darnell said, who we need to win tonight? For the Knicks, it would be beneficial if the Thunder took down the Celtics. And I think that's kind of it. It would be nice if the Heat could take down the Cavs, I guess, to give the Knicks a little bit more breathing room in that 3 seed. If they, it's impossible for them to fall down to the 4 seed. It would be nice if the Heat could take down the Cavs, I guess. But I'm not really looking behind. I'm looking up. I'm looking ahead. So that's pretty much it. Outside of that, I'm not too worried about matchups right now because it's so close in the middle there in the Eastern Conference. We don't know who could possibly be the 6 seed, the 5 seed, or any of the play-in teams. And the play-in teams would have to battle it out anyway. So I'm not really looking at who could be a possible matchup for the Knicks. I'm more so looking at how high the Knicks could jump in the standings. Christian Blaze, what's up, Christian? Thanks for doing this, even tired after work. Brother, we do it every night. I just don't vocalize it because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to you guys if I'm tired. I'm doing it anyway. So let's go live. Let's find a way to summon the energy, and let's do the game. Let's do it. Spaced Out, what's up, Spaced Out? Shay's hung. Brother, what? David Osh Jr. said, when Mitch gone, you're going to hate him. We ain't got money to pay him. Don't start this, David. Don't start this. These are off-season questions. These are off-season emotions. Don't make me emotional right now. Not my favorite player on the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson, talking about him possibly wearing another team's jersey. We're not doing this. Don't do this to me right now, David. We got a good basketball game to cover. Don't make me emotional. Don't make me cry on camera thinking about Mitchell Robinson leaving the Knicks. That's my guy. It's my guy. Kason Wallace is next on the docket here. Kason Wallace is, when Shea was out for a while, he quickly rose as oh yeah, he can be a little bit on ball as a point guard. Yeah, sure. The rich just get richer. Kason Wallace stepped up. Something I thought about him possibly. Kennard said, Mitch, you don't want to go. I don't want him to go either. I don't want him to go. I don't think he wants to go. He's the longest tenured Knick. I don't think the front office wants him to go. I think they're going to work something out. If they got to jump into the second apron, I think they'll jump into the second apron for Mitch and then figure out how to get back out of it eventually. Maybe Mikal Bridges. Who knows? Christian Blaze said, quick question. Are the Knicks second right now or are the Celtics? I thought y'all Knicks had the tiebreaker on us, but standing still have Boston 2 and New York 3. Yes, the Knicks have the tiebreaker no matter how that final matchup against the Celtics happened, Christian. The reason why the Celtics are still number 2 is because you got to look at the loss column. Technically, they're tied because the Knicks have played one more game than the Celtics. The Knicks don't play tonight. The Celtics play tonight, so that will tie up the amount of games each team has played. But the Celtics have one less loss than the Knicks. That's why right now they have the 2 seed. But if the Celtics lose tonight, they will have identical records with the Knicks. They will fall back in the standings because the Knicks own the tiebreaker outright. And so the Knicks, after tonight, if the Celtics lose, the Knicks will be the 2 seed. You'll see that flipped and reflected in the standings. But as of right now, the Celtics still have one less loss than the Knicks as of right now. The Knicks have played one more game, but we'll see how that plays out here tonight. Kason Wallace is a dog of a perimeter defender, and he's also started to show some on-ball skill as well that he started to develop once SGA went out with an injury for a little bit there. And now that he's back, now he could just kind of run the second unit now that they're fully healthy and they have J-Dub back in the starting lineup. They can put Kason Wallace in an off-the-bench role. And then imagine bringing Kason Wallace and Alex Caruso into the game at the same time. Absolutely insane and bonkers. Chris Rowe, what's up, Chris? Chaos Kid, what's up, Chaos Kid? Jared McCain was an absolute steal for this Thunder team, and I don't know why Daryl Morey. To me, honestly, it's a fireable offense to trade Jared McCain for nothing. He traded Jared McCain for nothing. And not that I think Jared McCain is like this budding star of the future, but the kid is clearly really good. Really, really good. And the 76ers traded him in his second season, by the way. He's on a rookie contract. Traded him to save money. Big market Philadelphia. Traded McCain to save money. Can never be my franchise. But my goodness, what a disastrous trade that is going to end up being. Especially now that you have Maxey out and Paul George is still out with the suspension. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't it be great to have another ball-handling guard who you could throw out there and be like, hey, man, here's your time to develop and win some minutes and get back into the rhythm. Would have been great. Would have been great. And now Philly is going to sit there with pretty much nothing, starting Cameron Payne at point guard because they traded their backup point guard that they drafted last season, who had a great rookie season before going out with a knee injury. And then Nick Nurse just couldn't find minutes for him. You know who's deeper of a team and more well-built than the Philadelphia 76ers? The Oklahoma City Thunder, who are finding minutes for Jared McCain. Not only is it a fireable offense for Daryl Morey, but it's also a fireable offense for Nick Nurse. Absolute terrible coaching and absolute terrible asset management as well. David Hodge Jr. said, Jared McCain's been balling. He's been hooping his butt off lately. Hooping his absolute butt off. My man doesn't have a butt anymore because he hooped it off. Keenan Hart said Daryl Morey, Nico, and Dumars is hanging out in Stupid Island. Not sure where it's located, but you best be sure OKC and San Antonio might. Management never visited. No, but they call in frequently. They call in frequently just to be like, hey, do you guys want to make a trade real quick? Right? If you want to make a trade with a team, you call up Daryl Morey. Or you call up, Nico Harrison doesn't have a job anymore. You could definitely calling up Joe Dumars over there in New Orleans. I'll tell you that. David said, fire them all. Listen, man, that's Philadelphia over there. If they want to be in a situation where they're saving money by trading a kid who has shown immense potential while he's still in his rookie contract, you know what? They're in our division. They're in our conference. Go ahead. Keep them as long as you can. Ronald, what's up, Ronald? Have a great game. Thank you for covering the Celtics, bro. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We try to cover the best games of the night, and frequently the Celtics is one of the best teams in the league. Like really great games. If only I could speak properly. We are running a little slow here. We only have 10 minutes to go, so let's run through it real quick. We got Aaron Wiggins, the man who saved basketball. To me, I've always looked at him as the best 7th or 8th man in the NBA, right? You can throw him out there. If he's got it going, you can lean on him. He can create a little bit. He can attack a closeout. He can knock down an open three. He can finish at the rim. And he's a pretty decent decision maker once he gets downhill. And he's a good enough defender. He's got decent size at the guard position at 6'5". He's the perfect 7th or 8th man, right? The perfect 7th. Like if he's starting on your team, maybe not the greatest starter. But coming off the bench for 15 minutes a night, he can absolutely change a game. And if he's really got it going, go ahead, keep him in there for another 20, for a full 20-minute stretch or a 25-minute stretch where you could really lean on Aaron Wiggins if the shot is going down to that degree. Dan Tim, what's up, Dan Tim? Go Thunder. AJ Mitchell is also back from injury. He returned a couple of weeks ago, right? A couple of weeks ago, or if not, maybe just a week ago. Kanyon Pepper, what's up, Kanyon Pepper? They don't even have Jalen Williams back yet. Yes, they do. Kanyon Pepper, he returned against the 76ers the previous game. He will be available to play here tonight, Kanyon Pepper. A fully healthy Thunder team versus a fully healthy Celtics team. It's going to be a fun one. It is a possible finals matchup. I don't think the Celtics will make it that far, but they could. They could, not ruling them out at all. Fully healthy Celtics versus fully healthy Thunder is going to be a fun one. It is going to be an absolute fun one, and I don't know why it's not nationally televised. I don't know why ESPN has Hawks versus Pistons over this one, but who knows. AJ Mitchell, before going out with an injury and missing a large portion of the middle of the season here, he would have been in the running, if not maybe even a favorite to win 6th Man of the Year. That's how well he's been playing off the bench. And now that he's back, fully healthy, ready to go, reintegrated into the rotation and catching a rhythm again, man, just having another ball handler option out there. There are times where they have him and SGA, and they let A.J. Mitchell cook over isolating SGA. That's how well he's played. That's the kind of leap that A.J. Mitchell has made this season. And again, the rich get richer. They drafted this kid in the 2nd round, and he has been absolutely fantastic in the 2nd season here. My goodness. Joe said everyone's returning now that it's the Celtics. I don't know if it's the Celtics. We are winding down the final 10 games of the regular season here. Teams want to get their players back. Speaking of, Deuce McBride will be on his way back. He has been scrimmaging with the New York Knicks. It is March 25th. Ian Begley reported that I think all signs right now are pointing to the April 3rd game. I don't know what game that is, but the April 3rd game, I believe, after the Knicks road trip here. So the Knicks have 3 games that are on the road before coming back home for a game. Ian Begley kind of hinted that is kind of the target for the New York Knicks right now for Deuce McBride's return. On his way back soon, y'all. On his way back soon. For exactly what we thought. Maybe the last handful of games. It'll be around 6 or 7 games remaining in the season. Henry Robinson said OKC Divas is about to dog walk these boys. We'll see. Raymond, what's up, Raymond? All right, let's get to the Celtics real quick. Jason Tatum is coming off a pretty poor stretch of basketball here. He has really been struggling since coming back from the injury. I don't feel it's right to put up his statistics for this season because he's only played a handful of games or so. So instead, what we have is his statistics from last season, in which he was absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously, this doesn't reflect the way he's played this year. Again, kind of been up and down. Sometimes he'll have it going offensively, sometimes he won't. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles this pressure defense from the Oklahoma City Thunder, by far the best defense in the NBA, and now fully healthy to go at Tatum, who has really been settling for a lot of jump shots as of late. Maybe not fully doesn't have his legs under him, of course, coming back from the Achilles injury, so not driving to the basket with the ferocity that he did last year or throughout his career, really settling for a lot of jump shots. But we also know that it is kind of the Boston Celtics ethos of settling for jump shots. So Jason Tatum, he's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, but let's see how he fares tonight against the best defense in the NBA. Anthony said, how far ahead of Boston will be if they lose? In comparison to the Knicks, how far ahead of Boston? How far ahead of Boston will we be if they lose? The Knicks and the Celtics will be tied in the standings record-wise, but the Knicks own the tiebreaker, so they will technically own the 2 seed outright over the Celtics, despite them being tied in standings if the Celtics lose today. Let's talk about the guy who has absolutely carried this team now, Jaylen Brown, who's been out utterly fantastic. Even as Jason Tatum has come back, he's still kind of doing his thing. And there are times where he's like, hey, JT, go stand on the wing, watch me cook. Right? I've been doing it all season. Watch this. And he has absolutely been killing. Shout out Jaylen Brown, who continues to be fantastic even upon Jason Tatum's return. Now, they've had some not so great games and a loss or two that hasn't been great. They lost to the Anthony Edwards-less Minnesota Timberwolves at home in a game where Julius Randle was horrendous, and Jaylen Brown struggled, Jason Tatum struggled, and overall the Celtics struggled. So they're kind of trying to figure out how to reintegrate Tatum without completely disrupting what they have built this season. Raymond said they said Tatum is kind of off a little bit. Keenar said MJ wasn't himself immediately after coming back from non-injury, so how Tatum is going to be himself after the Achilles? Yeah. I mean, there's just like a rhythm thing. There's a chemistry thing. There's a confidence thing of being like, all right, I know I'm still the guy and I know my body has it, but like, how do I activate that again? How can I get back to that? And again, like I said, the previous game I watched against the Timberwolves, he was settling for a lot of jump shots, maybe not entirely confident or in rhythm enough to, hit a pump fake and drive, But again, the Celtics, we know, can tend to get caught up in firing away those three-point shots. So we'll see how he plays tonight against the best defense in the NBA with all of the defensive options that the Thunder have to throw at him. Derek White is probably the most impactful non-star superstar player in the NBA, so much so that people are like, you know what, he's just straight up a star in his role. He's utterly fantastic, despite the fact that he's shooting around 40% from the field, which is terrible, and 33% from three-point range, which is not good and not efficient at all, and yet still finds ways to be incredibly impactful. I mean, the guy's averaging almost 3 stocks a game as a guard, 1.5 blocks. He averages more blocks than steals. He's an excellent perimeter defender, a nightmarish defensive playmaker, and can also create off the dribble for himself and create for his teammates. 17.5 points per game, 4.5 boards, almost 6 assists a night, which is absolutely fantastic when he's not really a high-usage ball handler kind of player. Can still get these kinds of numbers, a lot of it off of actions that aren't necessarily for him. He just kind of makes things happen. Keenar said D. White is just very good. Best shot blocker at guard since MJ, in my honest opinion. I think you got to throw D. Wade in there. I think D. Wade is absolutely one of the best shot blocking guards of all time, up there with the greats like Jordan, like you said. But I can't overlook D Wade. I think D Wade was absolutely fantastic. But the thing, I think D Wade was fantastic at blocking shots. I think Derek White, while obviously he's also fantastic at blocking shots, I think is the best rim protecting guard I have ever seen, point blank period, even over Jordan. Obviously, different times and different eras, Derek White finds himself rotating under to guard the rim more often than Jordan did, where they played a more simplistic style of defense. But Derek White, Keenar said, ooh, yeah, whoops, I meant D-Wade. I mean, they're both D-Wade, and then before D-Wade, who we would go to? Probably Jordan, right? Probably Jordan. So, not too far off. I just can't look at D-Wade. I'm with you on that. But Derek White is probably just as impactful as a rim protector, where he doesn't get the block shot, but he goes up and contests the guy at the rim. Even guys bigger than him, than he is as a shot blocker, which is insane. Insane. Peyton Pritchard, who's back in his more natural state as the sixth man of this team. He comes in, he gets buckets, that's what he does, right? Sometimes when they're not getting things going, he can kind of calm things down, get to his spot, and knock down his shots, whether it's in the mid-range now where he's a lot more consistent after a stint, half the season starting at point guard and getting that experience and knowledge of being like, okay, I can't always come in and just look for the three-point shot, which was kind of what he would do previously as the sixth man, coming in and being like, oh, I'm a spark, right? I'm going to come in, I'm going to fire away. That's our offensive identity anyways, to fire away from three-point shots with no hesitation. But now I think something that has evolved in his game where, like, obviously he's still looking to get the three off, but if you run him off the line and if you play him too tight, he's done an excellent job of manipulating his way into the mid-range and creating just enough space with these little lean-in, step-back, fall-away jumpers out of the mid-range. He's getting very consistent with those this season, and I think it's been a huge development in his overall offensive repertoire that he has to go to right now. I think Payne Pritchard has been fantastic, and come next season, if he's the sixth man of this team again, he will be in the conversation for sixth man of the year again. I think at this point, he is going to be perennially in that conversation as long as he is actually the sixth man and not a starter. Nimi Keita has been one of the best stories this season, one of the best development stories. The Celtics came in not entirely sure what their center rotation was going to look like, if they were even going to have a center rotation that they can go to, and how that would work out. Nimi Keita stepped in, has been absolutely fantastic, has locked up the starting center spot. And honestly, I don't think there's any looking back. I think he's their center for the foreseeable future. Obviously, they do like having their stretch bigs, which they got very used to. Now we are at 7:40, so we got to get through this quickly. We don't have too much left to talk about with the Boston Celtics, but let's pull up our games to make sure we are not behind. We are at 7:40, so we're going to get ready for tip-off. All right, here we go. We're on the court. We're getting ready for tip-off. Shout out Nimi Keita, one of the best rim-running, rim-protecting centers in the NBA. Nikola Vucevic is out with an injury, so I guess they're not fully 100% healthy. Sam Hauser, absolutely knocked down three-point shooter. He's in the starting lineup. Hugo Gonzalez and Baylor Shireman, both really important 3-and-D wings coming off the bench, really high-energy players. But here we go, getting ready for the tip-off. The Celtics win, and we're off and running. All right, we ran through it pretty quickly there. And also, I never reset the score from our previous game, so let's do that right now. And there we go. And then here we go. Chet Holmgren has it up top, attacking Tatum. Stop, fall away, foul line, jumper, can't get it to go. Good defense from the Celtics. Hauser chases down the rebound, and now here we go. Brown quickly looking to attack, crosses over, leaves it off for Keita, and Keita smokes a layup. Come on, Nimi Keita. I was just waxing poetic about you. But the rebound gets knocked out of bounds. Lou Dort tries to save it, but it stays out of bounds, and the ball will stay here with the Boston Celtics at least. 11:30 to go. We're in it. We're in it. We were a little behind, but we caught it. We got it. We're good. We're good. Now I got to bring this up for you guys. My bad. Sometimes we get too into our pregame talk. They get it into Brown. Brown attacking to his right. Tries the Euro step past Chet Holmgren. Loses his balance, and they call the travel. Brown just losing his own balance there. Normal starting lineup for both sides. Harnstein, Holmgren, Dort, SGA, and J-Dub. Here we go. SGA up top, attacking, loses the handle, picks it back up, driving to his left, step back, pump fake, kicks it out, Dort, the three, over Hauser, got it to go for Lou Dort. And that's our first bucket of the game. Ozahar, what's up, Ozahar? Smash the leg, everyone. Appreciate you, Ozahar. Derek White on the right wing, they get over to Keita. Keita hands it off to Tatum. Tatum kicks it out to Hauser. Hauser, left wing three, trying to answer. He splashes it with an answer right there. There you go. Keenan Harris said, not a big Vooch fan, me either. That's who we got to attack if we meet them. Absolutely. That's if he remains in the rotation. Lou Dort left open again. He just hits a simple pump fake, fly-by defense from the Celtics, and then he relocates and knocks down the open three. Gave 3 points to the wrong side. It's 6-3, Oklahoma City. Tatum has it up top, sidestep, pump fake, kicks it out to Derek White. Derek White back to Tatum. Tatum catches, pump fakes. J-Dub does a good job shutting off his angle, kicks it out. Derek White, a right wing three in the relocation off the back rim, can't get it to go. Rebound to Dort. Here comes Lou Dort. Lou Dort gets it over to J-Dub. J-Dub up top, crossing over to his left on Hauser, down the lane, kicks it out to Dort. Dort catches, pump fake, jab step. Brown jumps to his ball handling move, knocks the ball loose, but Dort able to pick it up, over to J-Dub. J-Dub gets it over to SGA. He's going to dance with it against Hauser. Step back left wing three for SGA. Got it to go. And man, him developing that three-point shot, which, by the way, the first three buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder here have been three-point shots. Hauser misses a right corner three off a quick hit-ahead pass. J-Dub gets it over to Harnstein. Harnstein fakes the handoff, keeps it, gets it out to SGA. Coming to his left off the screen, driving it down. Foul line, over to Harnstein. Floater in the lane, off the back rim, can't get it to go. Rebound to Keita. Keita gets it out to White. Derek White bringing it down the other way. It's 9-3 over to Tatum. Out to Hauser. Wide open left corner three for Hauser. He's been open a couple of times here. And now he's 1 for 3 from three-point range. Not really the start you want to see from Hauser when your sole purpose on this team is to shoot the three. J-Dub dancing with it down the lane. Shovels it over to Harnstein. Cutting to the rim. Ball knocked loose. Picked up by Chet Holmgren. Holmgren spins, kicks it out to SGA. Shot clock now down to 10. SGA is going to dance with it. Jaylen Brown guarding him. SGA crosses over, double crossover, down the lane, leans in, kicks it out. J-Dub wide open, left wing three. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Derek White. And here come the Celtics as he gets it over to Brown. Jaylen Brown on the right wing, picked up by SGA. Crosses over on J-Dub, down the lane, kicks it out. Hauser, another wide open three, and another miss for Sam Hauser. How lucky can the Thunder get where Sam Hauser, a knockdown three-point shooter, is 1 for 4 from three-point range so far here tonight on pretty wide open looks, but naked wide open looks. SGA out of the post, fall away jumper over Derek White, gets it to go for SGA there, and it's 11-3 start with 8:40 to go in this first quarter. Derek White will bring it down. He has it up top. Bringing it to the left side. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by J-Dub, coming to his right. Off a Kata screen, picks up his handle. He's got nowhere to go. Hands it off to Hauser. Hauser gets it over to White. Derek White up top, being guarded by SGA. Attacking to his right, down the lane, leans in, leaves it off for Kata at the last second. Reverse layup, got it to go for Nimi Kata. A lot of this downfall from the Celtics to start the game, and it's not big, it's a 6-point game, but a lot of this was generated off of that missed initial layup from Kata. This is why you got to knock down the easy ones. J-Dub down the lane, fall away, mid-range shot over Derek White, can't get it to go, rebound to Tatum. Tatum will bring it down, hit ahead pass to Hauser, who beats them down the court, who gets chased down, blocked by Lou Dort. Just way too lackadaisical for Hauser right now. Brother, wake up, you're playing the Thunder. SGA gets it over to Holmgren, down the lane, stops and pulls it back out on the left wing, gets it over to Harnstein. Harnstein directing some traffic, gets it over to Chet Holmgren up top. They show a double team. Now he's going to attack Hauser. Step back along the baseline, sets himself, fires the jumper, can't get it to go, but he is fouled by Sam Hauser there. And an absolute horrendous start for Sam Hauser right now. Wide open jump shots for a guy who's well over 40% from three-point range this season. Can't knock any of them down. And now fouls a jump shot by Chet Holmgren here along the baseline. Oof. Oof. Albert, what's up, Albert? Darnell said, you got on the Knicks logo lucky hat? Knicks logo lucky hat? What you mean, brother? Keenan Hara said, well, that's bad. That's bad on baseball trying to invade consciousness before April. March baseball. Keenan Hara said, I see the Celtics in their 2025 playoff shooting form. Right in form, Keenan Hara. 100% right. Absolutely wide open shots from Sam Hauser, who's now 1 for 5 with a blocked dunk on a wide open lane of the basket. I mean, just disastrous start from Sam Hauser, unfortunately. Chet Holmgren splits the free throws, so that is a little bit of a break for the Celtics there. Derek White gets it over to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown up top being guarded by Dort, spinning, coming to his left. Down the lane, spins back to his right, leans in, looking for the foul, doesn't get it. Can't knock down the bank shot. Good defense from Lou Dort there. Rebound to the Thunder. Here comes J-Dub. J-Dub attacking to his right, down the lane, throws a lob up top to Harnstein for a two-handed slam, and it's a 14-5 start. Celtics are getting really good looks and not knocking them down. That is not a recipe for success against this Thunder team and this Thunder defense. You get open ones, you got to knock them down. Jaylen Brown has it up top, being guarded by SGA on a switch, driving to his right, down the lane, takes a bump, stop, turns, ball knocked out of his hands, he picks it up, kicks out to Sam Hauser. Wide open from three again, and another miss. Jaylen Brown chases down the loose ball rebound, though. They kick it up top to White. White hands it off to Tatum. Tatum, jab step, dancing with it against J-Dub. Dancing with it, crosses over to his right, down the lane. Kicks it out to Hauser, out extra pass to Brown. Brown an open look from three, and Brown misses from three, bouncing on the rim a couple of times. Kata missed time to jump because it hit the rim twice. And now SGA over to Holmgren, just gets chased down, blocked by Kata. That's great effort from Kata. And now here comes Derek White pushing it the other way. Derek White down the lane, leaves it off to Tatum. Euro steps, layup, got it to go. And now it's 14-7, and we're going to get a timeout. My goodness, a disastrous shooting start. Disastrous shooting start for the Celtics, who only trail by 7. Not too bad. Just as said, Chevy's rooting for Harnstein just a little? Absolutely not. We could have the Thunder beat the Celtics with Harnstein having a terrible game. That is, as a matter of fact, that is my one true wish here tonight. Keenan Hara said, Sam Hauser to the bench, subbing Doogie Hauser. Literally anybody else at this point over Sam Hauser, who's now 1 for 6 from the field, including a block the dunk attempt. He did knock down 1 3, I'll give him that, which makes the misses that much more blatant, that much more obvious. Like, my goodness, man. What happened? What is going on, Sam? Knock down these open threes. You're a knockdown three-point shooter. You're at home. Ishii said, Hauser, I thought shooting was in his DNA. I'll tell you this, if the Knicks give Sam Hauser wide open looks like that, people will be talking about how terrible defensively the Knicks are. I mean, when was the last time we've seen the Knicks give up wide open threes to a knockdown three-point shooter and have them miss? When was the last time that happened? The Thunder have the best defense in the NBA, and the Celtics are working the ball around to Sam Hauser, who has been wide open from three-point range in the corner 3 times in a row, and he misses all 3 of them. How does that happen? How does that happen? MBM, what's up, MBM? Raymond said Celtics are playing like they did against the Knicks. They are. They are. They're generating open looks, and they're not knocking them down. They're going to have to get to the rim and make something happen, man. Keenan Hart said Mamu Kalashvili, just saying. People do not miss open shots against the Knicks. Unless you're the Celtics. And maybe it's just the Celtics thing. Maybe the Celtics just miss open shots. Maybe that's what they do. When the pressure starts getting built up, they're just going to miss. Foong Pei, what's up, Foong Pei? He says, slap the like because I don't have the proper subscriptions to watch the game. I'm just going to trust whatever you say. Yeah, sub in that child, Dr. Doogie. Literally anybody. Which, by the way, they are making substitutions here. Is it Hugo Gonzalez and Baylor Shireman have entered the game already? She said, I saw the commissioner pointing a laser in Hauser's eyes before he shot the ball every time. Maybe, literally, there has to be an explanation as to how Sam Hauser missed so many open corner shots. Dom Pav, what's up, Dom? Over 100.5 points in the first half might be cooked if Hauser doesn't make these. It might be, man. It might be. Kanyon Pepper said Hauser would have hit them shots versus the Knicks. Yeah, he would have. MBM said Detroit trailing by 9 early in the second. We'll keep an eye around the league. Next time outbreak, we'll go around the league. David Hodge Jr. said Hawks 45-36. The Hawks are playing Detroit, right? Yeah. 45-36 early in the second. Interesting. We'll check it out. Kinahara said, not last year, Kanyan, but to be fair, Kinahara, Hauser was injured for that series. He didn't play. I'm sure if he played, he would have knocked down 5 straight threes against the Knicks. They don't miss against the Knicks. Kason Wallace is in the game. He gets an open look from 3. He misses it. Comes up short. Peyton Pritchard picks up the rebound. Here are our lineups now. Kason Wallace and Caruso checking in, and Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez checking in. Brown up top, attacking to his right, pulls it back out, crossing over to his left, spins to his right, kicks out to Gonzalez. A right corner 3 for Hugo. Hugo Gonzalez got it to go. Sam Hauser, it's not that difficult, brother. They're open corner 3s. Eric C, what's up, Eric? Luck of the Irish dies tonight. Hopefully. SGA kicks it out to Caruso. Caruso attacking to his left, hands it off to Dort. Dort will fire the straightaway 3. Comes up short, wide right, rebound to Gonzalez. Forgot to give the Celtics that 3 there. It's a 4-point game. After all those misses, it's a 4-point game. Pritchard crossing over to his left, snaking it back, kicks it out to Gonzalez. He'll take the lane, Euro steps over to Keita. A floater from Keita, off the back rim, rebound. Gonzalez trying to fight for that rebound against Caruso. Caruso pulls it out, pushing it the other way, over to Holmgren, who catches, pump fake, sets himself now, fires a left wing 3, and he knocks it down over Keita. It's good defense from Keita, and that's just better offense for Chet Holmgren there. Here comes Payne Pritchard bringing it down. Pritchard being guarded by Kason Wallace. They get it over to Jaylen Brown. Brown being guarded by Dort. Coming to his right, Brown up top. Being guarded by Wallace on a switch. Brown dancing with it. Euro steps down the lane. Draws the foul, but drops it off to Keita at the last second. So it will indeed be a foul on the floor situation. Only one foul on both sides. It's been a very fast-paced game here tonight. Not a ton of hacking and whacking. Exactly what we want to see. Just 2 teams going at it. Executing extremely well so far. Albert, what's up, Albert? The clock is very important to me. We got 4:52 to go. What happened to my timer? It was literally ticking. Did it stop at some point? Payne Pritchard has it up top. We are under 5 minutes to go. I'm a minute behind on my timer, but we'll catch up over the next course of the dead ball. Gonzalez gets it back to Pritchard up top, coming to his right off a Garza screen, driving it down, double step back, right wing 3. Looks like his toes are on the line. I think that's a long 2. They give him the 3. I guess they're just going to give him the 3. They look like a long 2 to me, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Another 3-point shot for the Celtics there. It's a 3-point game, 1-possession game. SGA snaking it back to his left hand, kicks out to J. Will. J. Will, straightaway 3, got it to go. My goodness, these teams are generating wide open looks from 3. They call J. Will's a long 2. Okay, I'll just put long 2 on there. 19-13. I'll trust whatever they have on the board and we'll adjust it accordingly as the night goes on. Payne Pritchard driving it down, stop, leans in, pulls it out, hands it off to Gonzalez. Up top to Brown. Brown jab steps, coming to his right, crossing over to his left, down the lane, stop, foul line, fall away jumper over Caruso. Excellent defense, can't get it to go. Rebound to Jason Williams. To Jalen Williams, excuse me. Jason Williams no longer in the league. Wallace crosses over on Pritchard down the lane, draws the foul on Payton Pritchard, and Kason Wallace will go to the foul line for 2 free throws with just under 4 minutes to go here. Das Bomb Palin? What's up, Das? He said he's always off with the game clock. I am indeed. If only I had somebody in here who would just handle the game clock for me. That'd be great. That'd be great. I'll tell you what, man, calling the game and interacting with chat and handling the scoreboard and timer, something's got to give. Something's got to give. Kanyan Pepper said, I didn't love the trade the Celtics made for Vooch. I think their bench got worse, in my opinion. Yeah, here's the thing. They wanted another big. I'm not a fan of Vucevic either, especially at this point in his career. I'm not the biggest fan of Vooch. I think he definitely compromises their defense come playoff time. Wallace knocked down both free throws, by the way. We'll see if he remains a part of their playoff rotation when he comes back. Probably, but maybe not. Luka Garza's been playing well. Payton Pritchard misses a layup at the rim. Quick hit ahead the case on to Caruso. Caruso down the lane. Can't get the layup to go. Good defense by Hugo Gonzalez there. And then the rebound to the Celtics. And now here come the Celtics pushing the other way. They get over to Brown. Brown up top being guarded by Caruso. Brown blows past him. And then Caruso ends up fouling Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Wow, no foul. They're just going to say clean strip by Caruso there. They're going to show the replay here that absolutely looked like a foul, and it's not even close. Alex Caruso just slapping across the arm of Jaylen Brown. They get it into, I think that was Luka Garza. They were too busy showing the replay, so we couldn't see who shot it. It is indeed Garza. Garza knocks down the 3. It's back to a 5-point game. 3:30 to go here. Wallace has it on the right wing, crosses it over on Pritchard, steps through, layup with the right hand, gets it to go down. And Kason Wallace going right through the chest of Payton Pritchard right now. Payton Pritchard, you got to step up, big dog. Here comes Jaylen Brown bringing it down the other way. Brown up top being guarded by Caruso. Crosses over to his left, down the lane, spins to his right, in the paint, kicks it out to Shireman. Shireman attacking to his left, in the lane against A.J. Mitchell, pulls it out, leaves it off for Pritchard. Pritchard swings through to his left, coming to his right, off guards the screen, down the lane, great defense, pivots, steps through, floater. Can't get it to go down as it rolls off the side, but Hugo Gonzalez diving to the rim, picks up the loose ball. They kick it out to Brown. Brown a relocation 3 over Caruso, can't get it to go. Gonzalez still battling for the rebound, but he knocks it over to Wallace. Here comes Mitchell now on the left wing, picked up by Pritchard. Mitchell coming to his right off a J-Will screen, driving it down, loses the handle, picks it back up, kicks it out to SGA. SGA's now attacking to his left against the rookie Gonzalez. Step back, mid-range jumper. Got it to go for SGA. And the lead balloons back to 9 for the Thunder here. 2:25 to go. Whew. David Ajuni said Pistons got back-to-back tomorrow with the Pels and then the Thunder and Wolves. Yeah, the schedule does not get any easier, man. It does not get any easier. We got a timeout here, so let's go around the league. You guys have been talking about it in the chat, so let's do it. Let me see with my own eyes. I got to see it. What is the landscape of the NBA looking like right now? So we got a 12-point lead for the Hawks over the Pistons. Here's the thing. The Pistons, with Cade Cunningham obviously healthy, is not playing tonight. But the Pistons with Cade Cunningham have absolutely dominated this matchup against the Hawks this season. I mean, the games haven't even particularly been close. We tried watching, I think, 2 of them, and both times the Pistons smoked the Hawks off the court. Kanyan Pepper said Simons is instant offense, guaranteed 10 points per game. He is indeed. Here's the thing. The Celtics, like the 76ers, were being cheap and wanted to get under the first apron of the luxury tax. Wanted to get away from the luxury tax entirely. That was part of the reason they traded Anthony Simons. Number one, it gives them leverage and more flexibility going into next season to build out the rest of their team. I think that the thought process was, even if Tatum comes back this year, they don't maybe think that they are a true blue championship contending team. I think they have a chance. I think within themselves, I think they think that they have a chance to compete, but they're not putting all their eggs in the basket this year to compete. I think they got a long window, especially with Tatum and Brown both in their primes right now, and so they are going to prioritize flexibility moving forward. That was part of the reason for the Vucevic trade. Also, they wanted to acquire a stretch big so that they have the opportunity of playing a similar style that they have been the past couple of years with Horford and Porzingis. They didn't have a stretch big. They had to change the way they played with Nimi Keita, a more traditional big. So they wanted at least the option, I think, with Vooch. I don't think they were in love with Vooch, and that was the trade they wanted to do. But I think in their estimation, it was the best chance they had at flexibility next year, and maybe, figuring something out this year. Buzzer Beater, what's up, Buzzer Beater? Jay Hammer, what's up, Jay Hammer? Keenar said, Hawks by 17, man. They're putting a whooping on the Pistons right now. You love to see it. Alexander Walker has been hooping all season. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was like my dark horse. If somehow the Knicks could manage to find a way to pick up Alexander Walker, it was a long shot with the money he was going to command. Very unlikely the Knicks were going to be able to do that. I knew that going in, of course. But, yeah, his free agency last year, I was like, man, if there's any guy I would do anything to get, it would have been Nickeil Alexander-Walker last offseason. And I knew it was likely not going to happen, but he's so good. I did not, and I was so high on him, and I did not see the offensive explosion coming for him this season. It's been phenomenal. Here we go. We're back into it. A little over 2 minutes to go. Pritchard has it up top, dancing with it against Caruso, who switches out onto him. They get over to Tatum, being guarded by SGA. Tatum tries to get it back to Pritchard. Caruso jumps the passing lane. He's going to go down the other way for a two-handed slam. And there's our first double-digit lead of the night, 27-16, an 11-point lead for the Thunder here. Now 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Tatum up top being guarded by Caruso. Jab step coming down the lane, loses the handle on the ball. Another turnover for Jason Tatum, who continues to struggle. Here comes SGA down the lane, sees a double team out to Mitchell. Mitchell is going to pull it back out. Being guarded by Luka Garza. He's going to look to isolate, crosses over to his left, scoop away with the left hand. Got it to go right past Garza. And now it's 29-16 in this first quarter. And the Celtics really struggling offensively, man. Those open looks from three to start the game, really tough. Pritchard pump fakes, kicks it over to Tatum. Tatum extra pass to Shireman. A right corner three for Shireman. Comes up short, in and out, can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Luka Garza able to pick it up after Gonzalez knocked it loose. Garza right there to pick up the loose ball, lays it up and in, and draws the foul. So he's going to go to the foul line for one more. NBM said Knicks may move up a little after today's game. Maybe not, but I'm hoping. NBM, if the Celtics lose tonight, the Knicks will have sole possession of the number 2 seed. They will indeed move up if the Celtics lose. If. Keenar said another late bloomer from the Alexander family. Yeah. Took him a while, but he figured it out. And now he is a true cornerstone of that Hawks team and the way they play. Garza misses his and one free throw, by the way. So we got 1:20 to go. Mitchell driving it down. Gonzalez switches onto him. Mitchell gets it over to SGA, being guarded by Pritchard. SGA, he's going to look to isolate. Shot clock winding down. He sees two defenders. They kick it out to Mitchell. Right wing three, he's open. In and out, can't get it to stay. Rebound to Shireman, and they get it over to Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down. Pritchard up top. Dancing with it against SGA. Gets it over to Shireman. Takes the lane. In the paint. Kicks it out. Garza, another three. He hit one earlier. Misses that one there. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Caruso comes flying in for it. Here comes SGA bringing it down the other way. SGA on the left wing attacking Gonzalez, the rookie, off the bounce. Now he's going to keep it. Now he's going to pull it back out. Look to isolate against the rookie. Wants to take advantage of the matchup. Gonzalez is a good defender, but obviously SGA a different breed. He settles for the pull-up three, can't get it to go. Bailed him out on that one. Good contest from Gonzalez. Pritchard has it on the right wing. Picks up his handle, gets it over to Garza, back to Pritchard. Pritchard off the handoff. Mitchell staying right in front of him. Now they leave him completely. Looked like he wants to play a two-man game with Tatum, but Caruso is on him, and Tatum has struggled all night. Pritchard coming to his right, trying to get it to Tatum. They do. He's being guarded by Mitchell. He spins to his left, pump fake, steps through, puts up the floater, draws the foul. Doesn't get the shot to go down, but he will go to the foul line for 2 free throws and a little reach in there for A.J. Mitchell. 2 free throws for Tatum. Kwame Robertson, what's up, Kwame? Craig Buchanan, what's up, Craig? Do you think Shea will get his 20 points? I absolutely do. He's already got 7 so far here tonight on 3 for 4 shooting. Yeah, I think he'll score 13 more points over the next 3 quarters. I do indeed. Keenar said, newsflash, 2 minutes went by where Luka did not score. Christian Blaze said, we'd be down 18 if it wasn't for Hugo. Yeah, Hugo has been absolutely fantastic since coming into this game. He's done great, just his effort and his energy, but specifically battling for those loose ball situations, just saving possessions for the Celtics here. It's been a rough offensive outing for the Celtics here tonight. It started with missing wide open shots, starting with Nimi Keita missing a wide open layup to start the game. And it just kind of snowballed from there with then Hauser missing wide open layups. Hugo Gonzalez taking the challenge and guarding SGA. They had a foul to get. No, they didn't. Yeah, they did. They did have a foul to give. He uses it there on SGA. Oh, my timer's going to tick down, but we got 8 seconds to go. Keenar said, how many games have there been when Shea did not get 30? So I'm going to say 20 is a pretty conservative bet. Yeah, it is. Isaiah Joe is going to check in here for Caruso. Interesting, considering you have, they have an offensive possession. So, yeah, makes sense to get Joe out there. J. Will, Wallace, SGA, Mitchell, and Joe. They get it into Mitchell. Mitchell coming to his left, behind his back to his right. Down the lane, Scoop with the right hand, got it to go past Baylor Shireman. And A.J. Mitchell, 2 excellent drives so far here. They get over to Pritchard. Pritchard from the half court, he's going to heave it. Pritchard is excellent at these, but comes up short on that one. And that will end our first quarter, 31-20. And I got to say, to Christian Blaze's point earlier, I think that's it felt like the Celtics survived that quarter. It felt like a pretty miserable quarter for the Celtics, where nothing went down offensively for them, and a lot went down offensively for the Thunder. The Thunder are a kind of a middle-of-the-road three-point shooting team, and it felt like they knocked down a lot of three-point shots, whereas the Celtics are a pretty good three-point shooting team, and it felt like they missed a ton of open ones. So we'll see how the game continues to play out, but as of right now, the Thunder, with a 31-20 lead, normally don't want to go down double digits to the Thunder, is not a good way to compete with them. Kwame Robinson. Are the Knicks owning the 2 seed at the end of the night? If the Celtics lose, they will be sole owners of that 2 seed for sure. Relic, what's up, Relic? Keenar said, how many games with Shea? Henry said dog walking. I wouldn't go that far yet. It's an 11-point game. 11-point game, and it was a pretty miserable quarter for the Celtics. So I think they survived it by only being down 11 in the first, but obviously not a good sign for the remainder of the game if they don't eventually start knocking down these open looks. If we start looking over here, man, we're looking at a 14-point deficit for the Pistons right now. Okay. Now 12. They're battling back. 37 first quarter points for the Hawks on them, though. Keenar said, so SGA failed to score 30 in 5 of 10 recent games. In all of them, he scored 20. Yep. Continues that streak alive. The Lakers are putting a beating on the Pacers here, to be expected. The Pacers are bad and trying to lose. The Lakers just lost to the Pistons, trying to get back on the right foot here. They put up 45 in that first quarter. NBM said 11 points is no lead. It is the Thunder, though, who have by far the best defense in the NBA. But the Celtics have generated open looks, especially to start the game. We'll see if they continue to get them, but Sam Hauser, brother, wake up, big dog. Wake up. It's looking rough. The 76ers are beating on the Bulls here with Joel Embiid's return. Obviously, we are covering the Thunder-Celtics game here tonight. You got Heat-Cavs, with the Heat beating the Cavs right now early in this one. They're about to end that first quarter. And then we got some of the late games. Spurs-Grizzlies, Wizards-Jazz, definitely not. Rockets-Timberwolves is the interesting one, but that is much later tonight at 9:30. And then we got Mavs, Nuggets, Nets, Warriors, Bucks, Trailblazers, Raptors, Clippers rounds out the rest of the NBA slate tonight. Relic said, good to see you, Chef. Appreciate you, Relic. Had to check in, congratulate the Knicks on that win last night. Great play and great win from the team. Absolutely. The highlights blasted me on drop draw. OG defending Zion like a boss. He did indeed. Here we go. We're back in, start of the second quarter. Derek White off the handoff from Queta. Hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard up top being guarded by Isaiah Joe. Attacking to his left, spinning to his right. Down the lane in the paint, throws up the floater. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball rebound. McCain picks it up. McCain pushing it the other way. Gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it over to Joe. Joe, left wing three. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Tatum. Tatum will push it the other way. Jason Tatum up top. Hesitates, attacking. Double step back, puts up the three. Jason Tatum gets it to go down. Big time shot for Jason Tatum. Celtics definitely needed somebody to get it going, and Tatum starts it off right by knocking down that three. Let's see if they can continue any of this momentum. Hartenstein has it up top, being guarded by Queta. Queta sags off of him pretty heavily. J-Dub down the lane, foul line pull-up jumper, gets it to go. Queta sagging way too far off of Hartenstein there. This is why you don't sag off of Hartenstein. He sets incredible screens. You're putting your teammate in a bad situation. Tatum draws two, kicks it over to Queta. Queta in the lane, ball knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up. Hits Payton Pritchard, come back door. Payton Pritchard back to Queta. Queta down the lane, and ultimately gets fouled. And players falling all over each other, trying to reach in on Queta. Queta a little upset with the reach-ins there from the Thunder. Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? In the East, everyone can beat everyone. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's pretty even all the way through. I'm pretty confident in our Knicks, though, in most of these matchups. But yeah, it's pretty open. It is pretty open. And they give it to Queta in the act of shooting. Wow, so you get 2 free throws. 2 free throws for Nimi Queta here. Queta continues to struggle as he misses the first free throw there. He missed the free throw earlier in the game as well. David Hodge Jr. said Jalen Johnson balling out Hawks onslaught. We'll go through box scores around halftime. We'll just keep track of the score so far. Queta knocks down the second free throw at least, and it's a 9-point game, 24-33. AJ Mitchell has it up top. They get it over to Harnstein. Harnstein fakes the handoff, keeps it. Coming to his right, hands it off to McCain. McCain off the handoff, puts up the straightaway three, comes up. Oh, doesn't even come up short. Wide right and well short, throws up an air ball for Jared McCain. And the Celtics will bring it down the other way. Some full court pressure from the Thunder here. They get over to Tatum. Tatum gets it over to White, and White will bring it down. Up top being guarded by Joe. Derek White coming to his right off a Tatum screen. Pulls it out, gets it over to Tatum. Tatum up top. Tatum swings through to his left. Driving it down in the paint, leans in, leaves it off for Keita. Keita reverse layup. Got it, they go. Nimi Keita starting to get to the rim and knock down some layups finally. As long as they can continue to string together a couple of easy baskets like this, they can trust, I think, their defense to hold on. And they force Jared McCain into a turnover. Good defense from the Celtics there. Bad plays for Jared McCain. Derek White has it. Pump fakes, gets it over to Keita. Keita up top, fakes the handoff, keeps it. Coming to his right, hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard catches, pump fakes. Shovels it down low to Keita, hands it off to White. White across the baseline, leans in, keeping the dribble alive, goes up, and just kind of weakly throws it up at the rim as it looked like maybe he lost his balance. Isaiah Joe pushing it the other way off the turnover from Derek White. And Derek White turns around, pats his chest, and says, "My bad, that was all me." And the Celtics bringing it down the other way. You can't afford really silly mistakes like that. Derek White has it up top, attacking to his right, blowing past Joe in the lane, throws up a floater for Harnstein, can't get it to go. Rebound to Jared McCain, gets knocked out of bounds by the Thunder, though. It's going to remain here with the Celtics. Keita doing a good job of keeping that possession alive down low. Amalin Kelly, what's up, Kelly? Atlanta over by 19 over the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, it's good for the Knicks if the Pistons lose, but we will check that box score and a couple of other box scores, including this game, obviously, at halftime. But keep filling us in on that score because obviously it's important keeping track of it in the East here. Pritchard has it up top, swings it over to Hauser. Hauser gets it over to Brown, swings through to his left. Brown, step back, baseline, pull-up jumper for Brown. Too strong, can't get it to go. Rebound goes down to Lou Dort. Lou Dort pushing it the other way. Lou Dort crosses over, hands it off to Joe, over to J-Dub. J-Dub spins to his right, trying to cross over, loses the handle, picks it up. He's got Payne Pritchard on him, so he's going to use his size. Step back. Pritchard knocks the ball loose. Lou Dort saves it, but right to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown turning on the Jets. Down the lane, Euro steps. Down the lane, gets the right-handed layup to go down past McCain. Some contact, but no foul called. Under 9 to go. McCain has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Coming to his left off the Harnstein screen, driving it down, snaking it back to his right hand. Mid-range, fall-away jumper, off the back rim, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Pritchard. Pritchard pushing the other way. Keita hustling down the court. Pritchard on the right wing. Pass fake. Directing traffic. Gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Harnstein. He's going to pull it out to the perimeter. He's going to look to dance. Brown in the corner. Crosses over to his right along the baseline. Tries to shovel it down to Keita, but the ball gets knocked loose. Good hands from the Thunder. Bad decision from Brown there. They get over to McCain. McCain on the left wing. They get over to Harnstein up top. Harnstein picks up his handle, hands it off to Joe. Joe up top, step back, pump fake, kicks it out to McCain. McCain coming to his right, off the screen, crosses over against Pritchard, down the lane, in the paint, hop step, layup, got it to go. Aggressive move for Jared McCain right there with the jump shot not going down. He said, "I will not be denied," and got himself to the rim for an easy layup, 37-28. Derek White has it up top looking for an answer, and it's still a 9-point game. Derek White crosses over to his left off a rescreen from Keita. Derek White down the lane, pump fake, got the layup to go off the nice kind of deceleration pump fake step there for him. And it's a 7-point game. With how poorly I think the Celtics offense has played here tonight, not the worst position to be in, and a loose ball foul on Isaiah Harnstein there, off the missed jump shot for J-Dub. Not a terrible position to be in, only down 7 points right now. Pretty good, actually. I'd be pretty okay if I were a Celtics fan right now. Hugh, what's up, Hugh? Craig said, is Chet okay? Chet is fine, as far as I can tell, as far as I've seen. No updates on Chet Holmgren, so I just assume out for his regular rotation minutes here. Doing too much. What's up, doing too what? Too much? Happy to see you again, brother. He said, hopefully the Knicks can at least move into second place after this game. Yeah, if the Celtics lose, the Knicks will be sole owners of that 2 seed. Brown has it up top, coming to his right off a double screen. One from Hauser, one from Keita. Brown in the paint. Snakes it back to his left hand. Step back, foul line, fall away jumper. Got it to go, but they call the offensive foul on Jaylen Brown. Using the off arm to shove off on Lou Dort there. David said, I still think the Knicks can make the finals. Then it's house money, but I can see Knicks Spurs finals. That would be interesting, though. Would be indeed be interesting. J-Dub down the lane, comes up limping. Loose ball. Knicks do a good job knocking away from Dort. Tatum picks it up, runs right into Joe, and it's a blocking foul on Joe. And J-Dub is upset. He wanted the foul call on the other end. That's 3 fouls now on Lou Dort. Is that what they just said? No, he's got 0 fouls. That's the 3rd foul on the Thunder in this quarter, I believe, is what the commentators are pointing out. So we get a timeout here, probably by the Thunder. With no SGA out there, no Chet Holmgren, the offense starting to struggle a little bit, being led by J-Dub and McCain right now. McCain 1 for 3, J-Dub 1 for 5. So J-Dub just returning from injury. This is his 2nd game back. Still not in full strength form right now. And again, as always, I've said this before, and it will continue to be true. If the Thunder don't have the J-Dub that they had last year for their playoff run, for their finals run, for the championship run, they will not repeat as champions. They need J-Dub. They need him to be a high-level second guy. Theknon Gambles, what's up, Gambles? Henry said Boston biting back. Indeed. I don't expect this to be a blowout. I really don't. I hope not. It could, but I don't think it will be, and I hope it does. I hope it isn't. Christian said, wait, who did you say came up limping? J-Dub for the Thunder. J-Dub came up limping a little bit. Looked like maybe he just got kneed in the side of the leg or something. He just kind of came up limping and was rubbing it a little bit, but then he jogged back perfectly fine. So we'll see. Kelly said halftime, Atlanta 73, Detroit 55. Wow, Detroit, who've been trying to get back to their defensive identity, giving up 73 first half points to the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to get it for you. Zane said Gilgeous going for regular season MVP might be a statement game for him. I think he already kind of had his couple of statement games. This one could also be a statement game for him, don't get me wrong. But I think he kind of stamped his MVP case earlier when they played the Nuggets, and he knocked down a tough step-back 3 for the win. And then I forget the other game they played, but I think it was the Timberwolves, and then he again knocked down another step-back 3 for the win there. And I think that, back-to-back games of him doing that, I think that stamped his case for MVP this season. Kwame Robinson said, Hawks are good this year. They are indeed good. Doing Too Much said, have you ever thought about being in broadcasting? Only asking because you're really good at calling games. Yeah. Yeah. You know anybody hiring? Yeah, I'd love to talk to somebody about it. Bruce Fallon, what's up, Bruce? Appreciate you, brother. Here we go. We're going to be checking back in. We got just under 7 minutes to go, quickly approaching the halfway point of this second quarter. 7-point lead for the Thunder, but the Celtics are starting to build a little bit of momentum. Chet Holmgren will sub back in, looking for a little bit more offense here for the Thunder. Tatum has it up top, and the Thunder will resort to what looks like a 2-1-2 zone. Tatum knocks down another step-back 3, coming to his left off a screen, and suddenly it's a 4-point game. Celtics right back into it. McCain bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Hauser. Over to J-Will. Big man J-Will. So there's J-Will and J-Dub, just to distinguish. J-Will is the big man. J-Dub is the star. Chet Holmgren off the handoff. Now hands it off to Dort on the left wing. Dort being guarded by Brown. Spins, kicks it back to Holmgren. Holmgren, jab step, being guarded by Garza. Jab step, pump fake, driving to his right, down the lane. Floater, comes up short, but gets the friendly roll as he gets it to drop down. 39-33. Here comes Jason Tatum, bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Chet Holmgren. On the right wing. Tatum has knocked down 2 threes in this quarter. Tatum's going to dance with it, crosses over to his right, putting his head down, attacking to the rim, right layup. Got it to go. That's a nice, strong move from Jason Tatum. And I talked about him settling for threes in the previous game against the Timberwolves. Seeing him put it on the floor, drive past a rim-protecting, good defensive big in Chet Holmgren to get a basket is nice to see. And in response, Jaren McCain knocks down a step-back, fall-away mid-range shot to retake a 6-point lead here. Tatum coming to his right of a screen, in and out dribble, driving it down, kicks out to Hauser. Hauser in the right corner, driving to his left, back to Tatum, being guarded by McCain on a switch. Tatum, now on the right wing, kicks it out to Brown. Brown, left wing, he's open, puts up the 3, got it to go for Jaylen Brown, and now suddenly the Celtics starting to knock down some open ones, and another timeout for the Thunder here. 5:30 to go in this quarter as I hit the lights. Can you guys tell? You can see it a little bit up here. I hit the lights. We can't see it anymore because there's a specific lighting that needs to be applied for the green screen to work. Hold on, can we do this? No, you still can't see it. Yeah, there's a specific lighting that needs to be applied for the green screen to work, but this is our normal lighting. 41-38, it's a 3-point game. We're right back into it. And during this timeout break, let's make sure we keep up with Around the League here, because we do have a full slate of NBA games going on, all the way to the late night games. So you guys have been telling me about this Hawks-Pistons game here, 55-73, and again, 73 first half points for the Hawks. 37 in the first, 36 in the second. Check out that box score real quick. Almost all the starters in double figures, and Dyson Daniels with 8. I mean, this is just a good classic beatdown right now where everybody has it going. Pistons not stopping anybody. I mean, 6 for 7 for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 4 for 7 for McCollum, 7 for 11 for Jalen Johnson, who leads them in scoring, and 4 for 6 for Okongwu. Just no defense being played right now and just all offense for the Hawks right now. Even off the bench, Kispert with 5, Kuminga with 5, Reed Shea scored 2, Lawndale and Vincent have yet to score. If we go over to the Pistons side, 12 for Jalen Duren, 9 for Robinson, 8 for Harris, 8 for Thompson, 5 for Dennis Jenkins. He was coming off a career game against the LA Lakers the other night. Back to his kind of usual performances, 1 for 3 from the field, all of them coming from 3-point range, 5 points so far here tonight. Ronald, what's up, Ronald? All green tonight for Ronald. Ricardo Cepeda, what's up, Ricardo? Knicks getting that second seed will give them lots of home games in the playoffs. It will indeed. It will indeed. The only time they won't have home court advantage will obviously be in the finals. Well, maybe, depending on who they match up with in the finals. Outside of OKC and San Antonio, they could have home court advantage. And against the Pistons, they won't have home court advantage. But those are the only those are the only 3 teams they won't have home court advantage if they can somehow get the 2 seed in the East here. Darnell said, you're the only one who shows different games. The best podcast. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Darnell. Appreciate you. I'm just a lover of basketball. We try to watch as much basketball as possible. While the Knicks are my favorite team, and I will always prioritize covering the Knicks, that does not mean that I don't love watching the Celtics play the Thunder. Like, this is an incredible basketball game so far. Both teams going at it. You better believe we're tuning in. So that's the Hawks-Pistons game. We got Lakers taking a beating to the Pacers. We know that. 76ers taking a beating to the Bulls. We know that. Heat taking a beating to the Cavs. Wow. All right, here we go. SGA's back in. He goes right to the rim for a scoop lay with the right hand, and that's exactly what they needed. Somebody to get them easy offense. Enter Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Brown has it up top, being guarded by Dort. Brown's going to dance with it. Hands it off to Tatum. Tatum off the handoff, fires the 3. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to J. Will. J. Will bring it down the other way and gets it over to SGA. SGA has it up top. Being guarded by Derek White, coming to his right. Hauser switched onto him. SGA's going to dance with it, settle for the pull-up right wing 3. Got it to go for SGA into the game. Immediately an 8-point lead. And he just starts dancing with it. Knocks down the right wing 3 there. White hands it off to Brown. Brown coming to his right, crossing over to his left, kicks it out to Derek White. Derek White, the left wing 3, looking for an answer, and he got it right there on the left wing from 3-point range. 46-41, 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Wallace bringing it down the other way. Wallace coming to his right off the J. Will screen. Fakes the handoff. Now gets it over to SGA in the corner to Dort. Dort a corner 3. Can't get it to go. Jaylen Brown the rebound. And Brown will bring it down the other way. Trailing by 5. 46-41. Brown up top. Full head of steam. Crossing over. Stop. Turn. Ball knocked out of his hands. But Hauser able to pick up the loose ball. Kicks it up top to White. Now over to Tatum. Tatum's going to look to attack. He's got J. Will on him. He's going to dance with it. He sees 2 defenders. He steps back over to White. White the straightaway deep 3. White nothing but net. And it's a 2-point game. 46-44. And the Celtics not going away quietly. Kayson Wallace up top, coming to his right, being guarded by Gonzalez. In and out dribble, coming to his left, steps back, kicks out to Holmgren. Holmgren dancing with it up top now against Gonzalez. Sees a double team, picks up his handle, kicks it out to Dort. Dort hands it off to SGA, being guarded by Brown. SGA is going to dance with it. Now over to Dort. Right corner, ran off the line by Derek White. Jason Tatum comes over for the block. Jaylen Brown picks up the loose ball. Has it up top. Leaves it off to Derek White. Back to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's going to look to attack to his left. Kicks it out. Gonzalez. A corner 3 for the lead. Can't get it to go. Rebound to J. Will. And the Thunder will calmly walk it down and look for a good shot here in the half court. They currently hold on to a 2-point lead. Kason Wallace up top. They go under the screen. He fires a three. He can't get it to go. Bounces over the backboard. And that should have been out of bounds if it bounces over the backboard. They didn't call it, but Lou Dort trying to save it, and he saves it out of bounds, so the ball will go back to the Celtics anyway. Jason Tatum protecting that rim, baby. It's not just offense with Tatum. Jason Tatum is a huge reason why the Celtics defense has consistently been stout these past couple of years. I mean, at 6'9" with a long wingspan, you better believe Jason Tatum better be a good defender, and he is. He's an excellent defender. Derek White bringing it down the other way. He has it up top being guarded by Chet Holmgren. We got 3 minutes to go in this second quarter, approaching the end of the half. They get it over to Tatum, up top, being guarded by Holmgren. Tatum's going to look to dance with it as he's isolating, dancing with it on the left wing. Step back three, rhythm dribble. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Derek White chasing down the offensive rebound. They're going to call it out of bounds off of White, hit his foot, and it's going to go back to the Thunder. He and Caruso battling for it. The Bald brothers going at it there. MBM said, want Boston to lose, but I want them to smack them up a little bit. True. Very true. They leave Caruso wide open for the step back straightaway three, and he comes up short on it. Misses it. Rebound to Tatum. Here comes Derek White pushing it the other way. 2:40 to go. White gets it over to Brown. Brown on the left wing, dancing with it against SGA. Brown crosses over to his left. Ball poke loose. It'll stay here with the Celtics. Good defense from SGA. Getting his hands in there. 2:34 to go. Christian Blaze said Celtics are missing Vooch right now for spacing. Yeah. I mean, I always wonder, Christian, what is the trade-off between what Vooch provides offensively and what he is defensively? Obviously, he's going to be involved in a ton of actions. He's a liability defensively. Maybe the Celtics can do a good enough job of covering for him, but they definitely miss his offensive spacing. Tatum misses the step-back jumper. Good boxing out for Chet Holmgren there as he snags the rebound over Keita. Now SGA walks it down the other way. And Celtics have had an opportunity to at least tie this game or at best take the lead, and they haven't been able to. SGA stops, kicks it out to Caruso, straightaway three again, and he misses yet another wide open straightaway three in the pick and pop that time. Tatum the rebound, hit ahead to Brown. Brown's going to dance with it down the lane, swings through, across multiple defenders, goes to the rim, gets the layup to go, and Chet Holmgren goes down in a heap, a little bit hurt after in contesting Brown at the rim. Brown just too big, too strong for Chet Holmgren there. SGA has it up top, and we're tied at 46. SGA coming to his left, attacking along the baseline, takes a bump, flips up to the rim, and they say before the shot attempt, so it's a foul on the floor, but it's still side out of bounds for the Thunder here, as obviously they will remain with possession of the ball here. Terrentati, what's up, Terrentati? Why isn't OKC scoring? Because the Celtics defense is pretty good. And the Thunder missing some open shots. Darnell said, Boston not going away that easy. Beneath them to lose. It is what it is. It is what it is. I want a good game. Obviously, it's beneficial for our Knicks if the Celtics lose, but give me a good game. Have it come down to the wire, and so far, it's living up to the hype. A.J. Mitchell up top, crosses over down to his left, kicks it out. Kason Wallace, left corner three over Brown. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Keita. And those three-point shots that were going down for the Thunder earlier are now missing. Here comes Pritchard pushing the other way. Pritchard fakes the handoff, keeps it, shovels it over to Keita. Keita up top. Spins, coming to his right. Hands it off to Brown. Brown coming to his left. Good screen from Keita. Brown, mid-range, pull-up jumper over. Holmgren can't get it to go. Loose ball. Knocks it out to Pritchard. Wide open right wing three. And there it is. The lead for the Boston Celtics, 49-46 with a minute to go in this first half. And battling all the way back after being down by 11. SGA up top, dancing with it against White, coming to his left, step back, sees a triple team, kicks it out to a wide open Kason Wallace, and this time he knocks down the open three to tie us back up at 49. And now, under a minute to go, Derek White walking it down the other way, gets it over to Pritchard. Pritchard up top being guarded by A.J. Mitchell, coming to his left off the Tatum screen. Tatum runs right over A.J. Mitchell. And they call a foul on Tatum, and Tatum looking at his bench and saying he was pushed into A.J. Mitchell. Use the challenge, Joe Mazzulla. Use that challenge. He's arguing for it. See the replay on it? And the Thunder get it in bounds, so the Celtics not going to use the challenge. SGA has it up top. Being guarded by White. Coming to his left. Off of Mitchell's screen, Pritchard now switched on to SGA. Crosses over to his right, kicks it out. Pump fake for Mitchell. Driving it down against White. Spins to his left, looks at the clock. Down the lane, scoop play with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Looks like Keita came over for the block, but they call it a goaltend. They call the goaltend, and again, the Celtics arguing that it wasn't indeed a goaltend. Joe Mazzulla agrees as he calls the timeout and uses the challenge. We'll give the Thunder the 2-point basket because that was the call, but we'll see what the officials come out with after this review period. '80 series, what's up, '80 series? I get a little sad, way deep in there, just a tiny bit, when you get excited about OKC losing the lead. Tiny bit. I'm not excited about OKC specifically losing the lead. I'm excited about this being a good ball game and the Celtics getting back into the game because it was earlier in the game threatening to look like OKC was going to pull away. So it's not anything personal against the Thunder. It's more so being excited that we're getting a good back and forth ball game now. Scoreboard said, just for today, let's go Thunder. Jay Williams coming back against us. He's already back, Scoreboard. J-Dub is already back. Did they already come out with a decision? Ricardo said, is the great Hardenstein playing right now? Right now, no, but he is playing tonight. Bonita Crandon, what's up, Crandon? Plugged in, what's up, Plugged in? Who shot the ball? That was A.J. Mitchell with the scoop layup past Derek White. Kata came over on the help side with the block, and they are going to count it. So now the Celtics lose their challenge. Showing the replay. And it hits the rim as Kata blocks it. I think what the Celtics were arguing, though, was that Derek White blocked or got a fingertip on the shot attempt. Either way, it's 2 points for the Thunder, and the Celtics will now bring it down looking for an answer. 28 seconds to go. Derek White up top, being guarded by SGA, gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Dort, coming to his left, putting his head down, attacking, bump Euro, down the lane, kicks it out to White. White the open three. Derek White too strong, can't get it to go. Rebound to Caruso. And Caruso hands it off to SGA. SGA will bring it down. He has it up top, and the Thunder will obviously hold it for the final shot of the quarter. So we got 7 seconds to go. Attacking to his right against White. Leans in, kicks it out. Holmgren wide open. Right corner three. Can't get it to go. Lou Dort right there for the tip. Up and in, though. And the Celtics doing a terrible job there of boxing out. They get it into Tatum. Tatum will three-quarters court heave it. And it is way off. And that will be the end of our first half. A really nice, strong end for the final minute there for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Going up by 4, but an overall really strong second quarter for the Boston Celtics after trailing by 11 in the first quarter to come all the way back and ultimately take the lead. Eventually take the lead, but ultimately be trailing by 4 here at the end of the quarter. 53-49. MEM said, set 11-point lead against the Elites is a joke. Carry on. It can be. It can be. We have talked about all night how the Celtics are doing a really good job of generating open threes for their good three-point shooters, right? The difference right now between the open threes that the Celtics are getting and the open threes that the Thunder are getting is that the Celtics are purposely leaving open certain players. Caruso, Lou Dort, occasionally Chet Holmgren, and daring those guys to beat them from three-point range tonight. And ultimately, for the most part, they haven't really knocked him down. Caruso's 1 for 4 from the field. Lou Dort 3 for 6. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring up the box scores right away. We'll talk about this right now. And then we'll go around the league. We'll look at some standings implications so far here tonight. Joe said SGA is being efficient as always, as he tends to be. So let's look at let's start with the Thunder here. Talking about three-point shooting, Lou Dort knocked down his first 2 threes of the game, missed his next 2. Off the bench, Cason Wallace is 1 for 4 from 3. Caruso is 0 for 2 from 3. McCain's 0 for 1. Mitchell's 0 for 1. And Isaiah Joe's 0 for 1. So they're leaving certain guys open here tonight, the Celtics are, in their defensive principles. So if for people who are like, man, the Knicks can't guard the three-point line, part of good defense in the NBA is leaving certain guys open from 3. We're going to dare Lou Dort to fire away from 3, who's 2 for 4 from 3 tonight. We're going to dare occasionally Chet Holmgren to shoot an open 3, right? With a light contest. Obviously, you're not just going to give up on the play and allow the guy to shoot the open 3. You're still going to try and close out. But before I move on, I forgot as I tend to forget. Shout out our guys. This is why it's on the screen. Shout out our guys over at Get Off My Lawn Records for sponsoring the halftime rundown here. You can check out their band and their music. The Jazz Destroyers, you can subscribe to their YouTube channels, Get Off My Lawn Records, and also the Jazz Destroyers. Check out their music, see if it vibes with you. But go to their website, sign up for their mailing list. You will be notified whenever they themselves or any musical artist signed to the label drop albums and music. And if you are so musically inclined, go ahead and reach out to them. They can definitely help you out in putting out your own music. They were also generous enough to give us a discount code to bandcamp.com. So use promo code Sheffy to get 20% off site-wide at bandcamp.com. So shout out to our guys over at Get Off My Lawn Records for sponsoring the halftime rundown. All right, let's get back to it. Pat Felt, what's up, Pat? Pistons came back. Did they come back already? Are they back into it? Yeah, it's a 4-point game. Right back into it comes Detroit. Look at that. Look at that. That said 15-0 start to the second half. Now it's 17-2. Atlanta, what happened? What happened, big dog Atlanta? What happened? Scoreboard said Thunder as an organization are steps ahead of the whole league. Bench is stellar. Getting McCain was ridiculous. Coaching is great. Their future is set. Eyed people sacrifice money for continuity. Are they going to sacrifice money for continuity, big dog? SGA took the max. J-Dub took the max. Chet Holmgren took the max. Are people going to sacrifice money for continuity? They are a small market team. We'll see if ownership is like, yeah, sure, we'll continue to pay Hartenstein $30 million a year, who has a team option. We'll pay Kason Wallace, who's going to garner a pretty hefty rookie extension. We'll see. AJ Mitchell is going to garner a really, really good contract as well. We'll see. They have Thomas Torber. They have Nikola Topic they got to figure out. And now they have this Jared McCain rookie contract they got to figure out. They're trying to maximize the next couple of years here, but also trying to subsidize their tax implications by using those draft picks. A lot of people thought they would cash in those draft picks for more established players, and I think what the Thunder are thinking is that they can utilize those draft picks to kind of reassemble role players on their team. So they drafted Thomas Torber, who's out the whole year, as possibly the replacement for Isaiah Hartenstein when he inevitably gets too expensive and they don't want to go into the second apron to keep him around. Unless he renegotiates his deal and he takes less money, to your point, Skonberg, but we'll see. We'll see how the money works itself out. I don't know if there's any players on this team who will take less money. If you're in the NBA, get paid, man. Get paid. There's not a whole lot of Brunsons running around. Who, by the way, said, hey, man, I did it one time, but you ain't getting it twice in a row from me. So, NBM 75-72 Atlanta. Yeah. Detroit roaring back, man. All right, let's keep going down through our breakdown here. SGA leading the way, 5 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from three-point range. 12 points for him. Doing his thing. 2 boards, 3 assists as well. Overall, J-Dub letting them down a little bit, 1 for 5 from the field in this matchup tonight. He's got to be better, obviously. When SGA's in the game, Thunder have options, right? They could always isolate SGA and end up with a decent shot. Matthew Parnell, appreciate you, Matthew. He said OKC will win. Yeah, we'll see. They are indeed the favorite, for sure. And off the bench, they got nice contributions from everybody. Everybody on the bench scored. Everybody in the game who's played tonight has scored, right? Yeah, everybody for the Thunder has scored. Jay Will hit a 3, Caruso with 2, Joe with 2, Wallace with 7 off the bench, which is nice, but he's 1 for 4 from 3. Could be better. 4 for McCain, 6 for AJ Mitchell. McCain started to get it going after he stopped relying on the jump shot so much, so. Matthew Parnell said you're the best. Appreciate you, Matthew. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Lano Monas with Lano. So if we go over to the Celtics side, 12 points for Tatum, who's leading the way. Jason Tatum leading the way. Look at that. Oh, as comfortable as we can get, Jason Tatum is back. Fully back. Not entirely, but you can see, right, he does have the 3 turnovers, but filling up the stat sheet, 12 points, 5 boards, 4 assists with the 3 turnovers, but he does have 2 steals and a block to maybe make up for the 3 turnovers there. Sam Hauser was absolutely disastrous to start the game. 1 for 6 from the field and 1 for 5 from three-point range on what I would categorize as 5 wide open looks from 3 for an over 40% three-point shooter. Hauser, buddy, you gotta at least knock 2 of those down. If he was 2 for 5 from 3, I'd be like, all right. But they were open. So I kind of have to expect you to go at least 3 for 5, right? 2 for 5, I'd be like, that kind of sucks. You missed out on a couple opportunities. 1 for 5, I'm like, whoa, that was disastrous. 3 for 5, I'm like, yeah, that's what I would expect. On wide open corner threes even, specifically corner threes for Sam Hauser here tonight. And he walks away with that, 1 for 6 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and only 3 points. That's a pretty disastrous start from Sam Hauser, who his one main goal on this team is to shoot open threes and knock down open threes. And he accomplished half the goal of shooting the open threes, but he missed out on the most important part of it, of knocking down the open 3. Matthew said, I love it, the chef, chopping it up. Appreciate you, Matthew. Appreciate you, man. Nimi Keita, 5 points. He missed a wide open layup to start the game, and I think that kind of started the rocky. That was the beginning of the rocky start for the Boston Celtics in this game, which initially had them go down 11 to the Thunder here tonight. But he kind of bounced back pretty nicely. 5 points, only 2 rebounds, and he does have 2 blocks though. These are the kind of matchups where it's like, okay, where you look at Nimi Keita and you go, oh, okay, maybe not as ready for prime time as we thought. He's not playing poorly. I wouldn't say he's playing poorly at all, but you kind of need a little bit more from your center. And this is where the Vucevic thing kind of comes into play. For as much as I look at him, and I think a lot of people look at him and they go, okay, a little bit of a defensive liability for this Celtics team with Nikola Vucevic out there. But his veteran presence, he's been in big games before, could help. You know, he's a better rebounder. He's a good rebounder, I shouldn't say, not better than Keita, but he's a good rebounder in his own right. And he could absolutely bring a veteran experience to this team and a kind of a calm, cool collective to this team to kind of balance things out. You know, they did put in Luka Garza for 6 minutes there, but he scored 5 points, which was nice. He knocked down a 3, which was good to help spread the court as well. But overall, you just didn't feel great about having Luka Garza out there, both as a rebounder and as a defender. Derek White, 8 points, 30% from the field, knocked down 2 big threes to help claw the Celtics team back into the game during that run. Jaylen Brown, 7 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 3 turnovers as well, just as Tatum. You know, this team can sometimes struggle with their ball handling, where they get a little too chaotic, led by Brown and Tatum, who have good handles on the ball, but sometimes can get very sloppy trying to dribble through too many defenders, thinking that they have a great handle instead of just a good handle. Matthew said, Shea has the ability to overrun. My man Jordan got me all in a pinch. He's got it. We'll win tonight? I mean, Shea's got a long way to go to catch Jordan. I wouldn't be too concerned, big dog. Jaylen Brown, 3 for 10 from the field. Isn't great efficiency so far tonight. Obviously, the Thunder are keyed in on him. But, you know, when you're the star guy and you were looking opposite of Jason Tatum this year, being like, oh, this is what it's like to have all the pressure and responsibility on your shoulders. You know, in a game like this, you got to show up, big dog. And right now, Jason Tatum is showing up. Jaylen Brown, not as much. Still playing decently well, but we have higher expectations for Jaylen Brown now. 7 points on 3 for 10 from the field is not getting it done against this team. It's not. With 3 turnovers, not getting it done. Outside of that, Pritchard was 2 for 5 from the field. He did knock down his 2 threes, which was nice. 6 points for Peyton Pritchard, which is good, but not great. Again, they could use more from Peyton Pritchard. The only 2 shots he's made have been from three-point range. You want a little bit more from him, as he's shown this season. And then Baylor Shireman, in his 6 minutes, he took the 1 3, did knock it down, 2 rebounds and an assist. I thought he was fine. Only 6 minutes, hard to pull anything, extrapolate anything. From those minutes, Hugo Gonzalez, he played 9 minutes, 3 more than Shireman because his activity out there was tremendous. He saved so many possessions for the Boston Celtics. 3 points for him. He did knock down a corner 3, which was great. He came right into the game for Hauser and then knocked down that corner 3, and it was like, yeah, look how easy it is, Sam Hauser. So Hugo Gonzalez was incredible in that first half and kind of carried the Celtics a little bit just with his energy and effort against the Thunder in that first quarter. Matthew said, Jaylen Brown, step it up. You're better than this, Chefs, right? Yeah, you know, we have higher expectations for Jaylen Brown after this season now, right? If this were last season, I'd be like, oh, yeah, well, he's second banana to Tatum. But the leap that Jaylen Brown has made in his overall game this year, like, we got higher expectations than 7 points on 10 shots, right? Even if he's giving you the other things, as he tends to do. 4 boards, 3 assists is nice, but 3 turnovers is high. We just got higher expectations for Jaylen Brown now. Skonberg said, let's get those likes up, people. Appreciate you, Skonberg. Appreciate you. All right, let's go around the league. We'll then look at some standings if we got enough time at the halftime break here. So the Pistons have taken a 2-point lead. They've scored 28 points in this quarter, 29 points now, in this quarter alone, with 5 minutes to go in this game, as I'm standing in front of him, my bad. 5 minutes to go in this game, they have a 3-point lead. They've scored 29 points in this quarter. The Hawks have only scored 8. An absolutely disastrous quarter for the Atlanta Hawks here after they put up, 74 points? 73 points in the first half? I mean, it's been disastrous, man. Disastrous. There's no other way to describe it. The Lakers putting a beat down on the Pacers here. The 76ers dominating the Bulls as Joel Embiid returns. Obviously, we've covered our Thunder Celtics game here tonight. The Heat putting a beating on the Cavs a little bit. 17-point lead at halftime. All right, not too insurmountable. Is everybody playing for the Cavs? They got Mobley, Harden, Mitchell. They're just missing Jared Allen, which is a big part of their team. And the Miami Heat taking it right to him, man. Led by Bam. What does Bam have? 50 at halftime? Bam's got 2 points at halftime. Bam's got 2 points. Two measly points at halftime. In 16 minutes, Bam Adebayo scored 2 points. This is why you go for it, by the way, folks. This is why you go for it. Yeah, so Bam only has 2 points, and the Miami Heat find themselves trailing by 17 against the Heat here. That's not a good sign. Tyler Hero was a plus 23. He's 3 for 4 from 3, 4 for 6 from the field. Wow. Wow. Their bench has also been spectacular. When they came into the game, they changed the game, it looks like. Just looking at the plus-minus stats, which is not my favorite stat, but when you're going through the box scores, you got to look at everything and try to take it in, figure out what's going on in this game. 17-point lead at halftime, 63 in the first half for the Celtics. For the Miami Heat is pretty good. 46 points at halftime for the Cleveland Cavaliers is not good at all. Sean Edits, what's up, Sean? Chevy, any knowledge on why the Bucks dropped Cam Thomas? Cam Thomas seems like a little bit of a head case. I don't have any intel. I haven't read up on it. I also saw that he got released by the Bucks. I just think he's a bit of a head case. I think the only thing he wants to do is shoot the ball, and I think if he's not shooting the ball, he's not happy. He's not looking to do any of these small intangible things that help you win basketball games, like rebound or defend or play the passing lanes or literally do anything other than give me the ball and get out of my way type of offense. He's not looking to play within the team's strategy. I think he's a like I said, give me the ball and get out of my way type of player. You heard him after being released by the Nets say that he wanted to be released because the Nets don't believe in him, only to be picked up by the Bucks, and then only a couple weeks after being picked up being like, yeah, man, we got it. We got to cut ties. So he seems like a head case. He doesn't seem like a very coachable player right now. I don't know if that's the case. Just from the outside looking in, that's kind of what it appears to be. Bruce Fowler said, Sheffy will say he doesn't have a dog in this fight, but I have a dog poop on my lawn. Hey, my number one priority in covering games is for the game to be good. Everything else comes second. So yes, I would like to see the Thunder beat the Celtics, but my number one priority is that the Celtics keep this close and we get a good ending. Here we go. Start of the second half, and we're off and running. Celtics bringing it down. Hauser up top. Gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Lou Dort. Brown gets it over to Tatum. Gets it over to Hauser. Left corner three for Hauser as he continues to misfire. Hartenstein knocks it away from Queta. Over to Holmgren. Holmgren has it on the right wing. Gets it up top to J-Dub. J-Dub gets it over to SGA. SGA being guarded by Hauser. SGA is looking to attack to his left. Bump, step back, foul line jumper, got it to go. And Hauser palms up in the air, and he's like, isn't that what you called Jaylen Brown for in the first half? How come he gets away with it? And, he's got a bit of a gripe there. 55-49, 6-point lead for the Thunder to start the second half here. Brown being guarded by Dort, backing him down, leans in, kicks it out to White. White on the left wing, dancing with it, coming to his right, down the lane, puts up the floater over Hartenstein, can't get it to go, battle for the loose ball, rebound. Hartenstein wins out over Queta, gets it over to J-Dub. J-Dub bringing it down right side of the court. Coming to his left of the Hartenstein screen. In the paint, stop, pump fake, kicks it out. SGA hesitates, spinning to his left off of the good closeout from White. Kicks it over to J-Dub, missed the jump shot. Rebound to Jaylen Brown. It's a good rebound for Brown. Brown now pushing it the other way. Has it up top, being guarded by Dort. Brown dancing with it. Coming to his left, down the lane, throws up the floater. Got it to go from Jaylen Brown. Nice move from him. Under 11 to go, and SGA will bring it down. SGA up top, being guarded by Brown. Coming to his right up the Hartenstein screen. Pull up three. Wide open look. Got it to go for SGA. And they continue to struggle SGA here tonight. Queta is way too far into a drop there. You got to force SGA to keep that dribble alive and at least make him hesitate on any of these shots here. Queta gets it over to Hauser. Hauser dancing around the Queta screen. Gets an open look from three. And Hauser finally knocks down his second three of the game. My goodness, how many more open looks can he get? Back to four it goes. SGA along the left baseline, kicks it over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein lobs it over to Holmgren. Holmgren along the right baseline, puts up the jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound to Brown. Jaylen Brown pushing it the other way. Brown up top. Attacking to his right, forcing Holmgren to pick him up. Stops, pump fake, ball knocked out of his hands, and a foul on Lou Dort there. We got under 10 to go. Darnell said Atlanta and Detroit having a good game tonight. Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on that one for sure with Detroit coming back. Raymond said, anything about Moses Brown? Out of the league? Not really going to get another opportunity, I assume. Just can't really slide his feet that well to play NBA level defense. Matthew said, you can do like Stephen A. Smith, make history as the chef with massive stats, voice, and identity. I'm in. I'm good on being compared to Stephen A., big dog. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by SGA. Coming to right up the Hauser screen. Pull-up three for Derek White. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Goes to J-Dub. J-Dub bringing it down the other way. J-Dub coming to his left. Blows past Tatum. Has it in the mid-range. Pass fake. Down the lane. Layup. Can't get it to go, but a foul on Kate is called, and it'll send J-Dub to the foul line for 2 free throws. He's a little slow to pop back up after hitting the floor. Now he does. Gotta assume he's not 100% healthy with how many times I've seen him kind of wince or limp around. It's weird. Maybe just taking a little bit of a breather there. They get knocked to the floor, who knows? But stretching it out a little bit at the foul line. All right, now he's got 2 free throws. Zane said people were calling the Thunder Finals win the whistle ring. Maybe. J-Dub misses the first free throw. He's got another one coming. J-Dub's got one more coming. Really struggled tonight. 1 for 6 from the field. Missed that first free throw. And he gets the friendly bounce on the second free throw. 5-point lead. At least to hit one as he split the pair. Brown has it up top, being guarded by Dort. Hands it off to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by J-Dub. Coming to his right. In and out dribble. Down the lane against Hartenstein. Ball knocked loose. No foul call. And now here comes SGA. SGA has it up top. Coming to his right of a Hartenstein screen. Pulls it back out. SGA. Coming to his left. Now crosses over to his right. Great re-screen from Hartenstein. In the lane, leaves it off for Hartenstein. He throws up that one-handed floater, and he gets it to go down. Despicable. Hate it. Hated every second of that play. Derek White bringing it down the other way. Gets it up top to Tatum. Tatum, jab step. Coming to his left up the Kata screen. Kicks it out to White. White, down low to Kata. Kata turns, lays it up and in. Beautiful pass from Derek White. Nice read from the Celtics offense. Good finish from Kata. J-Dub up top, coming to his left at the Hartenstein screen. Kicks it out to Lou Dort. Lou Dort, the left wing 3. Lou Dort knocks it down. His third 3 of the game. And we get a timeout from the Celtics. Want to talk a couple things over as they now trail by 8 again. David Osh Jr. Yanks 1-0. You love to see it. Why is my timer so far behind? 8:45 to go here in the third quarter. Zane said, if iHeart takes a pay cut, that tells you everything about who he is. Yep. Don't tell me Isaiah Hartenstein's going to take a pay cut to stay in Oklahoma City when he didn't take a pay cut to stay with the New York Knicks, who treated him like family. He's a true Benedict Arnold. He's a disgusting human being. And once he takes that pay cut, because he probably will, because I have no respect for him as an athlete. Person, he seems like a great guy. I don't ever want you guys to think that I hate Hartenstein as a person. I don't know him as a person. I'm sure he's a great human being. As an athlete, absolutely despise him down to the core. My goodness, do I hate that guy. Rock Range. What's up, Rock Range? Happy to see you again. Have we seen you all season, Rock Range? Happy to see you again, man. Do us this favor. He said, let's go, KC. Do us this favor. Knicks forever. Appreciate you, Rock Range. Matthew said, you got different chef's hats? I do have different chef's hat. This is the only one we wear on stream. The red has kind of become the channel colors. Appreciate you, Rock Range. Happy to see you again, brother. This is so funny. So, the Celtics have a Celtics fan taking free throws. Shout out to this man. The free throw looked terrible. It was like a little catapult. He was putting on his shoulder and throwing it up. Looked terrible. I don't know if he hit any of the free throws. I didn't see him hit any of them. I think he hit 1 or 2. Doesn't matter. Whenever we watch the Knicks do these free throw things with the fans, the free is nothing but net with the fans. New Yorkers, people in New York, they hoop. When at Madison Square Garden, you put a fan at the foul line, he knocking them down. I'll tell you that. David said Midge better take a pay cut because JB's not this time. Yeah. He said it. JB said, look, man, I did my service to the team. I took the pay cut. Right? He said, now you better take care of me because I took care of you. Double A Pokemon, what's up, Double A? Best streamer. Appreciate you, Double A. Appreciate you, man. We just go live and have fun, man. Talking about basketball, talking about sports. That's all we do. That's all we do. Rock Range said, you number one, Chevy. Appreciate you, Rock Range, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, people better recognize, right? Players on the Knicks better recognize what JB did for them and follow suit. Follow suit, man. Matthew said, consider the market on chef's hats. Well, you hit big on here. We've talked about getting the chef's hat up on the store before. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Raymond said, you're right. He is a traitor. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's a Benedict Arnold. He's a traitor. I hate him. Hate his guts. Hate his guts. Tatum gets it over to Caden, now over to Brown. Brown has it up top, coming to his right off a Cater screen, driving it down, has some space, crosses over to his left. J-Dub picks him up on a switch, spins off of him, throws up the floater, comes up short, fight for the loose ball, knocked out of bounds by the Thunder. They have 4.5 in their shot clock. They trail by 8 here, 64-56. They get it into Brown. Brown in the right corner. Catches, pump fake, driving to his left, down the lane, scoop away with the right hand. Nice, strong drive for Jaylen Brown, who wants the foul. Does he get the foul? He does get the foul. So Jaylen Brown got the layup to go and the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for one more. There you go. Jaylen Brown finally getting the call he's been asking for all night. He's been aggressively going to the basket. Yeah, and Lou Dort smacks him in the side of the head. Crazy that the official didn't call that. It had to be the rear official, which is that's not his call. But he was like, God, official, make the call. That's a foul. So it was a late foul call, but the correct foul call. Brown at the foul line for one more. Jaylen Brown does knock down the and one free throw. And I didn't even notice this. The commentators just reiterated the first free throw of the night for Jaylen Brown. Man, he's been getting hacked. He has indeed been getting hacked. So I get the frustration boiling over from him not getting foul calls. SGA up top, coming to his right up the Hartenstein screen. Swings it over to J-Dub. J-Dub coming to his right, down the lane in the paint, gets hacked by Nimi Keita, just kind of intentionally slaps down on his arms there. Send him to the floor. He's going to send him back to the foul line in doing so. David Osh Jr. said, if we sign iHeart, no Cat, do you think we'll be in the same position to win the chip? This is a great question because it ultimately means what we ultimately have to discuss, David, in that situation is what do we do with Randle? What happens with Julius Randle? What is available in a trade for Julius Randle? It seemed like the only guy who would be an upgrade on Julius Randle was Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't know if they still don't make that trade, especially now seeing what Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein can do on the court at the same time. Do you make that trade and have Karl-Anthony Towns as kind of your full-time four, start Hartenstein, and you still have Robinson off the bench? And you have this, like, ginormous three-headed big man monster? You shore up your defense, you have Karl-Anthony Towns at the four, and you still have Robinson, and you get rid of Randle. You'd still have to give up DiVincenzo, but now you have Hartenstein as well. Like, it's, I don't know. The ultimate question is, what do we do with Randle in that situation? Tatum, left corner, pump fake, sidestep, puts up the three on the reset, and he knocks it down. Big time shot for Tatum. J-Dub did knock down both of his free throws, by the way. Now he's rushing it the other way. Over to Hartenstein, up top, hands it off to SGA. Coming to his left off a Hartenstein screen. Kicks it out to Chet Holmgren. Wide open left corner three. They leave him open, daring him to shoot it. Tatum does not close out. Jason Tatum, you got to at least show a little bit. That's too lazy right there from Tatum. As he gives the open three to Chet Holmgren. They lob it over the top to Tatum. Tatum will take the lane, shovels it down low to Keita, who throws down a big one-handed hammer, puts Chet Holmgren on a poster. But you got to get back on defense. No foul called. 69-64. SGA up top, crossing over to his right off the Hartenstein screen. Pocket pass. Hartenstein floater. Can't get it to go. You love to see when he misses those. Rebound to Tatum. Tatum pushing it the other way. Over to Derek White. Derek White up top being guarded by SGA. White. Directing a little bit of traffic, coming to his left. Pull up three for Derek White. Off the side of the rim, can't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Hauser saves it over to Tatum. Tatum catches, pump fake, down the lane, leaves it off for Keita. Keita in the paint, spins, gets stripped, and a foul is called. I was going to say, Dort got it and started running the other way. Another late foul call for the Celtics there, but indeed the correct call yet again. David said, I would have ran that team with Randle and Devo. I think you probably run it back. But I think ultimately, seeing what we're seeing from Randle this year with the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think ultimately you had to move off of Julius Randle. And by the way, his contract was coming up. So what do you do about the contract situation too? It was just a weird situation. But ultimately, I think they would have ran it back at least that season with Randle and DiVincenzo. Jason, what's up, Jason? Jaylen got a flop more, apparently. Everyone says he's crying when he says something about it. Yeah, you just got to be able to accentuate the contact. You just do. Unfortunately, you just do. The refs miss too much. Darnell said, it's all in the change. He knew it was coming, Randall. You know. Some people have romanticized the Randall era. And this last stretch for the Minnesota Timberwolves, where Randall has looked really disinterested, has reminded people of why ultimately we wanted him off the team, right? Despite the good that he did, still a lot of bad mixed into it. The Celtics knocked down both of the free throws. Holmgren has it. Pump fake, leans in, draws the foul on Hauser. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. It's a 3-point game with Holmgren going to the foul line for 2. 6:28 to go. Little Scotty, what's up, Scotty? Happy to see you again. Shea Gilgeous is balling. He is indeed balling. I mean, he can't be stopped right now. He's got it all going. He's 7 for 8 from the field. I mean, that level of efficiency against this Celtics defense has been fantastic. It's been incredible. Chet Holmgren knocks down the first free throw. Shireman's going to come in for Hauser. I think Hauser has been as close to destructive to his team tonight as you can get. His defense has been solid, but he's out there to make shots. And man, he's really struggled to make shots tonight. On open looks too, mind you. Not just like, oh yeah, they're doing a really good job of closing out on him. Open looks, he's missing out on. Chet Holmgren knocks down both free throws. Young Lean, what's up, Lean? Isaiah Garner, what's up, Isaiah Garner? We got 6:20 to go as we are quickly approaching the halfway point of this third quarter. Brown has it up top, being guarded by Wallace. Both teams going to their bench now. Brown spinning to his right, down the lane, leans in, kicks out to Shireman. Left wing 3 for Shireman. Shireman got it to go. And it's a 2-point game as the threes are now flowing for the Celtics a little bit here, getting them back into it. SGA has it up top, being guarded by Shireman. Coming to his left at the Harnstein screen, mid-range, pull-up jumper. Can't get that one to go. His second miss of the game. And then Chet Holmgren runs into Nimi Keita after he grabbed the rebound, and it's a loose ball foul. That's now 4 fouls in this quarter for the Thunder. Any further fouls will put the Celtics at the foul line. Young Lean said from Hawaii, appreciate you, Young Lean, appreciate you. Rock Rain said, if it's pound for pound talent between Randle and Towns, the Knicks won that. Indeed. Towns the overall better player for sure. I tend to agree. Derek White has it up top. They get it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Wallace. Coming to his right. Isaiah Joe switches onto him. Brown directing a little bit of traffic. I think he wants to look to isolate. Coming to his left. Down the lane. Leaning in. Spins off of him. Down the paint. Gets the foul call. He's going to the foul line for 2. Just muscling his way to the basket. Really good, aggressive move from Jaylen Brown. He struggled with his jump shot tonight. He's 5 for 13 from the floor, but now getting himself to the foul line. Just putting pressure on the rim here against this Thunder defense. Knowing that they want to collapse on him. Trying to go as quickly as possible. Not utilizing too many moves. Just 1 or 2 counters to get to the rim and drawing the foul. Now he's at the foul line for 2. He could tie it up at 71 here. Isaiah Garner said, I told y'all Boston Wings are not good 3-point shooters. That's why I'm not scared of them. He said Tatum is the only wing that can shoot threes on that team. I tend to agree. I think they can knock down open threes. But as far as contested threes, gets a bit iffy after that. B2 for Riz. What's up, B? OKC has no offense. I mean, SGA is kind of their offense. J-Dub coming back from the injury is also a huge part of the offense, but obviously, like I said, coming back from the injury, has struggled to find his groove again. Brown knocks down both free throws. We're tied at 71. SGA up top, coming to his left against Shireman, driving it down, mid-range, pull-up jumper over Shireman. Got it to go for SGA. My goodness, he's so good at those shots. He is now up to 19 points on 7 for 9 from the field, or 8 for 10 from the field, I should say. Yep, 19 points for SGA, giving his Thunder a 2-point lead here, 73-71. 5 minutes to go. Brown looking for an answer. Kicks out to Shireman, left corner, pump fakes, relocates, right wing 3 off the bounce. Got it to go for Baylor Shireman. Big time shots for Shireman in this third quarter here. And they have Shireman guarding SGA here. J Will up top gets it over to Isaiah Joe, back to J. Will. J. Will being guarded by Derek White. Now back to Joe. Joe up top being guarded by Pritchard. Joe gets it over to SGA. SGA being guarded by Shireman. Crosses over to his right. And he loses the handle on the ball, and it's going back to the Celtics. Shireman not doing it just offensively, digging in defensively against the reigning MVP, who's had a spectacular night, 8 for 10 from the field, causing that turnover right there. Derek White has it up top. Celtics looking to extend this 1-point lead, 74-73. Brown up top, being guarded by Joe, draws a foul, and they're in the bonus. So Jaylen Brown gets 2 free throws, and the Garden Faithful, not the Garden Faithful, wow, that slipped right out of my mouth. TD Arena, the fans over there in Boston, TD Arena, up on their feet right now. Isaiah Gardner said, I had to give credit when it's due. Boston defense has been great this season. That's why they had the number 2 seed now and their offense. Defense has been very good. Defense has been very good. Suns Gen said, oh, the shame. Here's the thing, Suns Gen. It slipped out because I've been calling the Knicks fans the Garden Faithful because the Knicks have been at home. We just covered the Knicks home game last night, so it just slipped out. I didn't mean to call TD Arena Boston Garden. It is not the Garden. The true Garden is in New York. We know this. Madison Square Garden. You can sell your arena's naming rights to a bank and then still call it the Garden. Sorry. Lil J, what's up, Lil J? I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? I'm doing good. We get a good basketball game here tonight. Jaylen Brown splits the free throws there. 75-73. 2-point lead. 4:20 to go. SGA in the middle of the paint. Scoop layup with the left hand. Can't get it to go, but a foul is called. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Nice Gortat screen from Caruso down in the paint. You rarely see the Gortat screen from the guard, but he did run a pick and roll with Caruso there. Wow. Didn't see the foul. And the Celtics don't have a challenge because they lost it earlier in the game. SGA knocks down the first free throw. I will say, with all the contact that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have dealt with tonight out on the perimeter, for SGA to get that foul call is iffy, and it's why people have been pushing back on this Thunder agenda here. Jason said, I hate to say it, but I like when Eastern Conference teams beat the darling of the West. I'm with you, Jason. I'm with you. I honestly, I could go either way with either team winning. Because I'm confident in our Knicks pulling off this 2 seed regardless of the ending of this game tonight. Brown spins off of Caruso down the lane. Big one-handed hammer. Another poster. This time, Jaylen Brown over J. Will in the paint. There you go. Take out some of the frustrations on the rim, Jaylen Brown. Beautiful move. Gorgeous move. Aggressive move. Isaiah Gardner said also Brown has been playing an MVP level this season, averaging close to 30. He has. He's not on my MVP valid, but I don't blame anybody for having him in the top 5. Now, I wouldn't have him in the top 3, but I don't blame anybody for having him around 4 or 5 if they so choose to do so. Hoobian said, just got in. First thing I hear is didn't even see the foul. I didn't even see the foul. Didn't even see the foul when SGA got that call there. I did it. Marginal contact to me. Isaiah Gardner said, I do hope OKC beats them, though. I'm trying to get that 2nd seed. I'm with you. I could go either way. I could find solace in a Thunder loss. I could find solace in a Celtics loss. Darnell said, to beat Boston, you have to play them tough, stay close. Yep. Rarely does this Celtics team go down without a fight and get blown out. Matthew Parnell said, Shea is butter. His nickname should be Butter. Shea Butter. It makes sense. It does make sense. All right, here we go. Let's go around the league. It's been a minute. Let's go around the league. How is this Detroit-Atlanta game going? All right, now it's close. Atlanta just giving that run up to Detroit. My goodness. Zane said this has been a competitive game so far. It's been great. It's been a great game. MEM said Knicks make their own luck. No help needed. Yes, indeed. All right, it's a 2-point game between Atlanta and Detroit here, 105-107. That third quarter was a 40-point quarter for the Detroit Pistons here. My goodness. Anna Star World, what's up, Anna? I bet $300 in OKC. I'm rooting for you, Anna. I'm rooting for you. The Lakers are taking care of business against the Pacers here. They're up by 16 in the fourth quarter. Jay Tizzle for life. What's up, Jay Tizzle? You said, damn, Atlanta was up huge. They were up huge. They were up very big. 17 points, I think, was the largest lead. And the third quarter started on a 15-0 run for the Pistons, and they haven't looked back. It's been a close game ever since. 76ers handling business over the Bulls there. Heat and Cavs, 13-point game. Not insurmountable for the Cavs there with 7 minutes to go in the third, still early in that game. And then the Spurs so far taking care of business against the Grizzlies up by 13 at halftime. Okay. And then we got our late games going on. MEM said, Detroit is who we thought they were. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Here we go. A.J. Mitchell will bring it down with 3:40 to go in this quarter. Mitchell hands it off to Caruso, back to Mitchell. Mitchell being guarded by Shireman. Coming to his right, down the lane, mid-range, pull-up jumper, got it to go over Derek White. Nice move for A.J. Mitchell there. Knowing he can't get all the way to the rim, knocks down the little pull-up, mid-range jumper floater type of shot. Ties it up at 77. Shireman gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Caruso. Coming to his right. And they call a moving screen on Garza, tripping Caruso a little bit as he was rolling to the rim too quickly after Brown was handling it up top. Christian Blaze said, get those legs up to over 100. Failing Coach Sheffy like Sam Hauser right now. Appreciate you, Christian. Appreciate you, man. A.J. Mitchell has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Coming to his right. Foul line pull-up jumper. A.J. Mitchell looking to take over. He misses that jumper there, though. Here comes Derek White bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Kayson Wallace. White has it up top, gets it over to Brown. Brown, jab step, coming to his right, back to White. White, right wing, deep three. Derek White comes up short, rebound to Caruso. Caruso gets it over to SGA. SGA has it up top, coming to his right up the Caruso screen, snaking it back to his left hand, kicks it up top. Caruso, they leave him wide open from three again, and he misses yet again. Derek White, the rebound. Derek White bringing it down the other way. Hit ahead over to Brown. Brown over to Pritchard. Pritchard catches, pump fakes, driving it down. Caruso poking at it from behind. They get it over to Derek White, splits the defense down the lane, leans in, draws the foul on Jay Will, and Derek White will go to the foul line for 2 free throws here. Zane said, it's crazy how, did I not stop the timer? What are we doing? Come on, timer. If I hit the button, stop. What are we doing? You're making me look bad, timer. I definitely hit you. MBM said, not a gambler, but OKC is a good bet. I would say so. I'm not a gambler either, but if I had to put money on somebody, an OKC win seems like a pretty good option. Zane said, it's crazy how Detroit fan base were screaming to sell their team when they had that bad year in 24. Yeah, it was a rough year. Set the record for most losses in a row. That was rough. That was rough. Derek White knocks down the first one. Sam Hauser back in the game. All right, Sam, what you got for us, man? What you got for us? Come on. Can't get any worse. Rue Simpson yanks 5-0. It's a good way to start the season. Just that said, Atlanta has 0 blocks. All-Star has 2 blocks, 4 in the game total. Blocks aren't always an indication of good defense. Sometimes you just want to challenge the shot so you can get the rebound. But 0 blocks is a little crazy. Not going to lie. Derek White knocks down both free throws, and A.J. Mitchell has it up top the other way. Coming to his left off a Alexander screen, Gilgeous-Alexander. They get over to SGA up top, attacking Pritchard off the bounce. Coming to his left, spins to his right, down the lane, leans in, puts up the floater, gets it to go for SGA. And we're tied at 79 again. Back and forth these two teams go. Now you start, timer. Now you go. Go. Oh, it was going. There you go. Pritchard gets it over to Derek White. Derek White up top, coming to his left. Off the Jaylen Brown screen. Picks it up, gets it over to Brown. Brown up top, being guarded by Mitchell. Brown, pass fake, driving to his left. Down the lane, ball knocked out of his hands, but a foul is called. And back to the foul line, Jaylen Brown goes. Now getting those foul calls he's been asking for. 2 minutes to go in this quarter. Christian said, what kind of lineup is this with Brown as the center? Going small here. Didn't even recognize that. Good point, Christian. Hauser, White, Brown, Pritchard, and Shireman. I mean, you're not really too concerned about Jay Will as a big man. He's kind of more of a power forward kind of sized big man. So you can afford to go small here. I think maybe just trying to get some offense, even if you can get an explosive end to the third quarter here, might be Joe Mazzulla's MO. But just as we say that, here comes Nimi Keita checking in for Derek White. Brown does knock down his first free throw. He's got another one coming. Jaylen Brown hit the first one, knocks the second one down. There you go. 2 minutes to go. Timer was ticking the whole way. 2 minutes to go. SGA up top being guarded by Shireman. Crosses over to his right, pulls it back out. SGA directing traffic. He's going to look to isolate against the rookie. Leaning in. Kicks it out, J-Will, left wing three. They're giving him space, daring him to shoot it. He obliges, but he can't get it to go. Rebound to Jaylen Brown. Nice rebound in the paint for Brown. Brown pushing it the other way. Sees 3 defenders hedge out at him. Now they retreat back. One-on-one against A.J. Mitchell. Crosses over to his left. Kicks out to Shireman. He's going to put up another 3. He's hit 2. Throws up an air ball there and a loose ball foul on Kason Wallace, who jetted out to try to box out Payne Pritchard there, and Payne Pritchard draws the foul. It's a loose ball foul. No, it was a foul on Pritchard? Foul on Pritchard. Ball to the Thunder. All right. And that's 2 free throws for the Thunder now, because now both teams are in the bonus to end this quarter. If you're Shireman there, you got to either hit that pump fake or catch it and drive. A little too eager. A little too eager to call that. Oh, it's not a foul in the case on Wallace, Payne Pritchard. They were the only 2 guys making contact, so I assumed that's who the foul call was on. Is my timer still going? That's who I assumed the foul call was on. It is not. It was on, I think, Kada trying to box out J-Will there. I didn't see the contact there, so I can't comment on it. But J-Will with the foul in for 2. He knocks down the first one. Buzzer beater said 2 close games that affect my Knicks. J-Will misses the second one. And the Celtics holding on to this 1-point lead. 1:30 to go here in the third. Pritchard bringing it down against Wallace. He has it up top. Gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Mitchell. Directing traffic. Telling everybody to space it out. Out to Pritchard. Deep right wing 3 for Payne Pritchard. Payne Pritchard gets it to go down, his third 3 of the game. And a much needed one. The Thunder bringing it down the other way. J-Will catches, pump fakes, hands it up, fakes the handoff to Mitchell, keeps it, cross-court pass Caruso. He's been off all night from 3, and he continues to be off. Threw up a brick there, hit the backboard before it hit the rim. Brown bringing it down the other way against Wallace. Swings it out, Pritchard, a deep left wing 3. Can't get that one to go. All right, a little bit of a heat check from Pritchard. Didn't love that shot. Here comes SGA pushing it the other way. SGA picked up by Shireman, driving to his right, past him, pump fakes, gets Kada in the air, and Kada just, I was going to say, wow. Kada comes down and looks like purposely fouls SGA, knocks him to the ground, making sure he doesn't get a shot up. Good job from Kada. If you're going to foul somebody, make sure you can't get an and one. But it was a really late whistle. And SGA will indeed go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Buzzer beater said Jaylen Brown is the MVP of the Celtics, maybe. Of the league, definitely not. Hubian said, I'm not usually rooting for OKC, but in this case, I want my Knicks to get that second seed. I'm with you. I'm with you, Hubian. Ghost Travi said, Holmgren needs 2 more rebounds. He'll come into the game. He'll play major fourth quarter minutes here. SGA knocks down his first free throw. He's got another one coming. Zane said, Wolves gave the Celtics a tougher fight without Ant. Yeah, the Celtics did not have a good second half in that game at all. That's always the scare with the Celtics. Is what happens if they go cold from 3? They just don't generate enough good looks inside the paint. That's why Jaylen Brown has kind of been so impressive this year, because he's not one to settle for 3-point shots this season, whereas in the past he has been, especially when Joe Mazzulla took over. And the priority of this team became getting up as many 3-point shots as possible. SGA does miss the second free throw. SGA, normally a knockdown free throw shooter, misses that one there. Brown up top, attacking to his left, putting his head down, attacking in the lane, kicks out to Pritchard. Pritchard catches it on the run in the paint. Stop, pump fake, one-legged, fall-away jumper. Got it to go over Chet Holmgren, hanging all over him, and Pritchard knocks it down anyway. And we get a timeout for the Thunder with 29 seconds to go here. No, just a little, I think, delay of game warning to the Celtics for touching the ball after it went through the net. The Thunder will bring it down now. 30 seconds to go in this quarter. Nice, strong end to the third quarter here for the Celtics, but they're going to need to continue to get stops. At least one more stop here against the Thunder. SGA has it up top, being guarded by White. Coming to his left, off the screen, snaking it back to his right hand, down the lane, reverse layup with the left, can't get it to go, no foul. Oh, foul is called. A foul is called. And the Celtics don't have a challenge, and they're just giving SGA whatever he wants right now. I got to see the replay on it. Didn't look like a ton of contact on the initial action. Show me the replay. Show me the replay. SGA snakes it, tries to go to the other side of the rim. Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't even look at SGA, right? Look, I'm not one to be like, to cry about SGA's free throws and whatnot, but you can't give him that foul call and expect the Celtics to play through contact on the other end. You can't do that. Buzzer Beater said Mike Wilbon has Jaylen Brown first for his MVP as a vote. Where would Boston be without him? I don't know, man. We asked the question, where would Boston be without Jason Tatum? And they were pretty dang good. So where would they be without Jaylen Brown? I think they'd be decent. I think they'd be in the play-in. With the way the Celtics' success this season is far more of a Joe Mazzulla product than a Jaylen Brown product. Jaylen Brown is obviously a huge part of it, but Joe Mazzulla is far more important to the success of this team. Jaylen Brown draws a foul on Caruso there, and he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws because they're in the bonus. He's in the top 5, but he ain't first, I'll tell you that, brother. Not with the seasons SGA has, not with the season that Wemby has had. I don't even have him over Jokic, who I think has had a little bit of a down season this year. Chi-Chi, what's up, Chi-Chi? Freaking Pistons. Always finding ways to win. Atlanta up 16 points and stop attacking and start shooting threes instead of just playing smart basketball. Jaylen Brown's at the foul line for 2 free throws, knocks down the first one. We'll go around the league. SGA knocked down the 2 free throws previously. So it's 83 to, oh, I gave 2 free throws to the wrong side. There we go. That's the problem. There we go. Well, we'll see if Jaylen Brown knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming here. We'll see if they get to 88 points. I'll leave it here. Ricardo Padovan with the subscription. Appreciate you, Ricardo. Hope you're having a good time tonight, brother. Thank you for that. Buzzer Beater said the chef's hat is on too tight. Nah, brother. It's on just as it always is. I'm not a prisoner of the moment, big dog. We watch games every single night from every single team, and I can tell you right now, Jaylen Brown has not had a better season than SGA or Wemby. They get it into Mitchell. Mitchell, after Jaylen Brown knocked down both free throws, Mitchell pump fakes, puts up the jumper. Excellent contest. He almost got it to go down, but it rims just out as the toilet bowls out. And that will be the end of our third quarter. 5-point lead. 5-point lead for the Boston Celtics. Zane said they call that the superstar whistle. Well, Jaylen Brown is, teetering on superstar this year. Jason Tatum is an established superstar, and those guys aren't getting whistles. So, unless we're giving all superstars that whistle, don't give SGA that whistle, right? If you don't want to give, Derek White that whistle, I get that. If we're giving superstar whistles out, then how about every superstar get that whistle, man? Captain Massive said, I'm a little surprised Boston winning. Who's winning, guys, the game? I'm a little surprised Boston's winning. I'm not too surprised that Boston's winning. Boston's a good team, mostly healthy. The only guy they're missing is Vucevic, and I'm even, I'm teetering on whether or not I believe Vucevic will remain as a part of the rotation even when he does come back healthy. Ghost Drive said, put Holmes to take him right out. I mean, they already got a poster over Chet Holmgren tonight. I don't know if he'd be too concerned with Chet Holmgren in the paint. Although Chet Holmgren, obviously, one of the premier rim protectors of the league. Let's go around the league real quick before we get to this fourth quarter, because it's going to come quickly. Chi-Chi said, Chev told you was at the game last night. Must tell you, this is the Mitch we're getting for the playoffs. We're winning it all. I love my guy Chi-Chi. If you guys don't know the lore, my guy Chi-Chi in the chat. My guy wanted Mitchell Robinson traded last year. Forget this, y'all. Forget this. He's out of the rotation now. Jonas Valanciunas. And this is why we can't be prisoners of the moment. Because my guy Chi-Chi went to the game. He recognized the impact Mitchell Robinson has on the team, and he has come fully around. That's my guy, Chi-Chi. I tried to tell you, but I welcome you to the side. Better late than never, big dog. Absolutely. He is the key. He is the key. You're walking L. What's up, walking L? If OKC hits, I will win generational type of wealth. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, walking L. Jason said this Eastern Conference is a terrible narrative. Gotta stop. Chi-Chi said, nah, don't mess with my boy Jonas. He not even playing for Denver anymore, Chi-Chi. He out of the rotation. They got him out of there. They said enough with your no defense playing himself. All right, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter, a 3 for J-Dub, and he throws up a brick, hits the backboard, doesn't touch rim. J-Dub playing really rough basketball tonight. He's now 1 for 7 from the field. Pritchard has it up top, gets it over to Queta. Queta gets it out to Tatum. 5-point lead for the Celtics, 88-83. Tatum lobs it over the top to Queta. Queta in the paint, spins, kicks it in the corner. Shireman a right corner three. Shireman hits the top of the backboard. Queta right there for the rebound, flips it up and gets it to go down for Nimi Queta. There you go. 7-point lead for the Celtics. J-Dub has it up top, coming to his right. Hands it off to Harnstein has it up top, gets it back to the guard. McCain dancing with it against Shireman in the paint, puts up the fall-away jumper, got it to go for Jared McCain. His name just completely slipped my mind for a second there. My goodness. Here comes Payne Pritchard bringing it down. Pritchard gets it over to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by Caruso. Tatum coming to his right off the Queta screen, driving it down and leaves it off for Queta. Queta kicks it in the corner. Wide open three for Sam Hauser. And he gets it to go down. Where has this been all night, Sam Hauser? Better late to the party than never, big dog. 8-point lead for the Boston Celtics now. Mitchell coming off the Harnstein screen, gets under the rim, kicks it out. Caruso wide open left corner three. They continue to leave him wide open. He continues to shoot those threes, and he continues to miss fire. Here comes Tatum bringing it down the other way, being picked up by McCain. He's going to pull it out. He's going to tell everybody to get the heck out of my way. I got McCain on me. He's going to dance around a Queta screen. Tatum up top, struggling with his handle, picks it back up, driving to his right. And they call an offensive foul on Tatum. They called the Karl Anthony Towns foul that you normally see only called on Towns. They called it on Jason Tatum there, I believe. Or maybe they called it on Queta on a moving screen. Yeah, that's a foul on Tatum. Had the off-arm hooking Jared McCain there, so they called the foul on Tatum. Wow. Rarely see that call outside of Karl Anthony Towns. Harnstein hands it off to Mitchell. Mitchell keeps the dribble alive and pulls it back out, being guarded by Hauser. Coming to his left. Off the screen, hesitates along the baseline, stops, turns, kicks out to Caruso. Caruso hesitates from three now. He's going to drive it down the lane and draws the foul. That's much more like it for Alex Caruso there. 10 minutes to go. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws with an 8-point lead for the Boston Celtics here. Zane said LML, the Karl foul. The Karl Anthony Towns foul. Yep. Absolutely. Jay Tizzle said, I like Boston, but I agree if Jokic or Giannis got the SGA calls on contact made with them, they would be averaging Bam's record game. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, if we're going to hand out superstar whistles, how about we hand them to all the superstars, right? How about we give them to Jokic? How about we give them to Giannis? How about we give them to Tatum? How about we give them to Brown? Brown, I think, has been a superstar this year. Matthew Parnell said, who's Karl? Karl Anthony Towns, the center for the New York Knicks. Alex Caruso knocks down both free throws. 10 minutes to go here. Pritchard bringing it down. Pritchard up top. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum coming to his left. Off the Garza screen, who's just subbed in here. Tatum leans in, draws the foul on Caruso. He's going to go to the foul line for 3 free throws. Got Caruso up in the air. Hubian said Brunson with that SGA whistle would be insane. Yeah, Brunson, give him the superstar whistles too. I got him as a superstar. Heck, Karl Anthony Towns gets beats up down low. He don't even need the superstar whistle. Can we just upgrade him to a regular whistle? Namar said we need the Thunder. We can get the 2 seed. We could indeed. Tatum at the foul line for 3 free throws here. Knocks down the first one. He's got 2 more coming. SGA on the bench, watching the lead build here for the Boston Celtics. Isaiah Garner said Vucevic isn't a good defender. He's going to kill Boston in the playoffs. If he remains in the rotation, which I assume he will, but I think Joe Mazzulla kind of has carte blanche to run his team the way he wants to run his team. I don't think Brad Stevens would intervene too much, so we'll see. Ricardo said, if the Celtics win this game, it's okay. We can still get the 2 seed this week, 9 games left. Yeah, there's more. There's more than enough games left to make your mark and get that 2 seed. It's just going to become more difficult. Mark, what's up, Mark? McCain gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell pocket pass to Harnstein. A bad pass. Harnstein saves it over to Caruso, though, before going out of bounds. Tatum knocked down all 3 free throws, by the way. It's a 9-point lead. Caruso in the paint, hands it off to Harnstein. Harnstein back to Caruso, right corner 3. Caruso knocks it down, nothing but net. Finally got one to go down. Had open 3 after open 3 so far tonight. Finally got one to go down. It's a 6-point game. Here comes Payne Pritchard. Has it up top, being guarded by Mitchell. Pritchard dancing with it, coming to his right, crossing over to his left, gets it over to Garza, back to Pritchard. Pritchard in the mid-range, pulls it out, Has it on the left wing, attacking to his right, down the lane, leans in, pump fake, fall away, mid-range shot, comes up short. Shireman knocks the ball loose, but rebounded and picked up by Mitchell. Down low to J-Dub, down the middle of the lane, scoop play with the right hand, got it to go. Jason Tatum didn't even go up to really contest. I think you got to go up and contest that, Tatum. Pritchard has it up top. Gets it over to Garza. Interesting, no Hugo Gonzalez here. Thought he gave them really impactful minutes in the first half. We've rarely seen him in the second half here. Shireman gets it out to Garza. I know Shireman's been playing well, but 5 minutes for Gonzalez as well. Pritchard in the paint, kicks it out. Shireman the straightaway three. He's got space. Can't get the three to go, though. Garza the rebound, and a loose ball foul on the Thunder there. So side out of bounds, and the possession will stay with the Celtics. MBM said, Cat's been a principality. People just gaining understanding. This is true. This is true. Jay Tizzle said, oof, Cat does have a bad whistle. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Shireman will inbound it. Darnell said, the Knicks are the best put-together team this year. For free, good players came over. Kind of, yeah, kind of. Luka Garza in the paint gets the layup to go past Harnstein. There you go, Luka Garza. Nice pass from Tatum inside the Garza, rolling to the rim. A.J. Mitchell up top, coming to his right at the Harnstein screen. To the foul line, pull-up jumper, comes up short, rebound by Tatum. Tatum pushing it the other way. Jason Tatum doing a good job of leading the offense right now. Jason Tatum coming to his left of the screen, crosses over to his right, down the lane, spins off a Harnstein, puts up the floater, can't get it to go. But Baylor Shireman blowing right past J-Dub there for the two-handed putback slam. J-Dub looks really rough out there right now. Oof. He's not looking good. He's not looking good. We got 8 minutes to go in this fourth quarter and an 8-point lead for the Boston Celtics, but the looming presence of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is still hanging over this game right now, as I expect him to come back into this one after this timeout. Matthew said Shai time. Shai time indeed. He should be coming in after this timeout right now. All right, let's go around the league. What's going on in this game? The Hawks have taken a 4-point lead over the Pistons. Wow, they still might be able to find a way to pull this one out, man. 44 seconds to go in this one, and they got the 4-point lead. Carson, what's up, Carson? Jared McCain going to lock in trust? We'll see. We'll see. He's had his moments tonight for sure. Zane said, realistically, would the Knicks have anything to offer to get Debo back? Not really. If that's even a possibility at this point, no, not really. Not really. The Minnesota Timberwolves really value Dante DiVincenzo, and the Knicks don't really have assets after the Mikal Bridges trade. And I don't think that the Timberwolves would prefer Bridges over DiVincenzo. Maybe they would, and maybe you could ask them to swap DiVincenzo for Bridges, but I'm of the mindset that I don't think that makes the Knicks incredibly better. Honestly, I think I'd rather, I don't know. I'm cool with either player, but I think the defense that Mikal Bridges has played this year has been really underrated. And I don't think DiVincenzo provides that. Sons Jen said, for every player whose name is long or hard to pronounce, I give them food or drink name. So Shaken Brandy Alexander, it is crazy. MBM said, Beantown boys not having it. No, they are not. Jason said, so have we had the Cam Thomas discussion yet? There's not really much to discuss, Jason. He didn't work out in Brooklyn, didn't work out in Milwaukee. Lasted what? A month in Milwaukee before they ultimately were like, screw it, man, just get out of here. He's a bit of a head case, it seems, from the outside looking in. It's a bit of a head case. So, do the Knicks want to bring that into their organization? I don't think they want to, and I don't think they have to do so. You know? I think they're good. Jason said, is he going to be back in the league next year? That's a question. That's a legitimate question, Jason. I don't know. You know, for what he provides, to be that much of a kind of, I don't want to keep using the same phrase of head case, but to be that much of a guy you need to like walk on eggshells around. It's like, man, you're not that good. Sorry. But like, come in, do your job, go home. You know? You're not the star of the team. You're not even the second star of the team. You might not even be a starter on this team. MEM said 13 seconds, Detroit ball, Hawks blown it. Yeah, I see that right here. Let me know how that game ends. Let's get back to our coverage here. I had my timer taken the whole time for some reason. J-Dub comes up short on a jump shot as he continues to misfire. My goodness. He is now 2 for 9 from the field. 2 for 10, I believe, after that miss. Kata gets it over to Brown. Brown up top, dancing on the right wing, dancing with it against SGA. Step back, pump fake, pump fake. SGA goes for the pump fake, draws the foul, and the shot goes down for Jaylen Brown. The 10-point lead is acquired, and Brown will go to the foul line for one more. Dancing on SGA there. SGA got a little smirk to him. What you got for us then, SGA? Can you sneak this one out for your team? Carson said, he turned down $30 million contract for like 2 years. That's why he got cut. Yeah, brother, we wanted to lock you into a contract, and you said no. So, okay, bye. If you don't want to be part of the team, bye. He went over to the Milwaukee Bucks. What is the excuse there? Why did you get cut from the Bucks? For a team that's tanking at the end of the season here, who can maybe, get you involved in the organization and get you ready to go next year when you're looking to compete with Giannis back healthy, hopefully before they trade him, who knows? Gets cut again. Why did you get cut for a team that's looking to develop young guys? How did that happen 2 times in a row, big dog? SGA kicks it out to Caruso, a right wing 3. Caruso 2 in a row from 3-point range, lining it up now. They call it a long 2. That's unfortunate for Caruso and the Thunder. Tatum has it up top. Coming to his left. Tie game, 9.5. Hawks have the ball. The Hawks, man, blowing it. They swing it out to Pritchard on the right wing. He sets his feet and fires. Pritchard can't get it to go. Loose ball rebound to Chet Holmgren there. Here comes SGA bringing it down the other way. SGA up top, in and out dribble, coming to his left. Up top, almost travels with it, but kicks it out to Holmgren at the last second. Holmgren up top, in and out dribble, coming to his right against Kata. Spins. Brown knocks the ball loose, picks it up. Jaylen Brown the other way. SGA intentionally fouls Jaylen Brown there. Trying to stop the break there. Carson said, I'm ready for the game tomorrow. Should be a good one. Knicks versus Charlotte. On the road, too. Not going to be easy. AP, what's up, AP? Not getting number to this was the game they needed. The Knicks definitely needed the Celtics to lose tonight for sure. But still got some games left in the season. They can still acquire that 2 seed. We are quickly approaching the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Brown over to Pritchard, over to Shireman, left corner, pump fakes, dribbles to his right, puts up the 3. Got it to go for Baylor Shireman. And the Celtics are taking it to the Thunder now. A 12-point lead with 6:30 to go in this fourth quarter. SGA up top, coming to his left, step back, mid-range, pump fake, over to Caruso, wide open 3. Kata doesn't even close out, off the back rim. Pritchard, good boxing out, knocks the rebound. Kata picks it up, and he gets it over to Pritchard. Excellent rebounding for the Celtics there. Their strategy of leave Alex Caruso wide open from 3 has worked excellently tonight, and they call a foul on SGA trying to deny Jaylen Brown the ball. And we got 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and it looks like Caruso's going to come out of the game for Cason Wallace. The Celtics are in the bonus. Is that free throws? Are they in the bonus now? Mellow M, what's up, Mellow M? F the Celtics. Jason said, way more important for the Knicks to win a lot down the stretch. Absolutely, tend to agree, Jason. All you can control is whether or not you win your basketball game. We'll worry about the Celtics losing a game that they got to lose when the Knicks play the Celtics. Brown knocks down his first free throw. He's got one more coming as the Celtics are in the bonus for the final 6 minutes of this quarter. The Thunder doing a lot of hacking and whacking right now. Baylor Shireman goes to the bench, and what a game from Shireman. 11 points, 5 rebounds. Excellent second half for Shireman after a pretty invisible first half. Carson said, wow, overtime for the Pistons? Wow, the Atlanta Hawks blowing an opportunity there. Choke artist, Mark. They're choke artists for sure. AP said, we can't be rooting for the Celtics yet. Come on. Yeah, I'm like I've said tonight, it is preferable for the Celtics to lose tonight, but I more so am focused on this being a good game. The Knicks play the Celtics later this year, so if the Knicks just take care of their business and win their games to end the season, we don't have to worry about it because one of them coming up will be against the Celtics, and if they end the season with tied records, if both teams run the table except for that game where the Knicks beat the Celtics, the Knicks will be the 2 seed. So all the Knicks have to worry about is winning their games. Their schedule gets significantly harder starting tomorrow with the Charlotte Hornets on the road and then having to go on the road to play the Thunder. But, all you got to focus on winning is winning your own basketball games. AB said, can't stand both teams. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. AB said, I think we're going to be locked in at 3. Maybe. And that's fine with me, too. MBM said we're rooting for the East, not the Green Thumbs. Matthew said, don't be kissing the Celtics' butt. Nobody's kissing the Celtics' butt. Just that said, Hawks, Pistons could go 5 overtimes. I mean, I don't know if I trust the Hawks being able to stay in that one after giving up that lead or that start of that third quarter there, man. Isaiah Gardner said OKC is beatable. Play tough defense on them and play good defense on the perimeter. And you're good against OKC. Easier said than done, but yes, we could levy that analysis to most teams in the NBA. If you play good perimeter defense, you should be all right in the long run. Buzzy Beater said at this point in the season, you want teams to lose. Yeah, you could also be rooting for teams to lose, for sure. For sure. That's fine too. Hubian said, if the Celtics win this game, I have found another reason to dislike OKC. MBM said a Hawk shot there. Yeah, they might be done. They might be done. Got hot early and maybe rested on their laurels a little bit. And now in a dogfight against the Pistons here in an overtime battle. As far as the rest of the games, Heat with a 6-point lead over the Cavs with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Spurs dominating the Grizzlies. Wizards leading the Jazz early in this game. 9:42. Why did this game get delayed? What happened? What happened here? Why did this game get delayed? Rock Range said, we control our own destiny. Let's go Knicks. We do indeed, Rock Range. We do indeed. Carson said they made CJ McCollum take the last shot. A couple of games have finished. Yeah, the Lakers blew out the Pacers. The 76ers blew out the Bulls. 157 points. My goodness, Chicago. Play some defense. 137 points for the Bulls. My goodness, Philly, play some defense. Jeez. Here we go. Brown knocks down the next free throw. Knocks down both of them. 12-2 run for the Celtics here. They take a 14-point lead here in this fourth quarter. My goodness, Boston is hooping on them. A.J. Mitchell gets it over to Dort. They try to get it to SGA, but Jaylen Brown gets called for a foul. Jaylen Brown, very close to picking up a technical here. Having a very emphatic conversation with the official there. And the official lets him vent a little bit, doesn't give him the technical. I think he was within his right. If he wanted to give him a technical, he could. SGA has it up top, being guarded by Tatum. Dancing with it, crosses over to his right, step back, pump fake, fly-by defense by Tatum to kick it out. Dort, the left wing three, he's open. Lou Dort banks in the three. It was so off, it hit the backboard before it went through the basket. A little serendipity for Oklahoma City there. Brown has it up top. Being guarded by Lou Dort. Brown coming to his left off of Pritchard's screen. Gets it over to Pritchard. Pritchard on the pick and pop straight away. Three, deep one. Got it to go for Payne Pritchard. Anything you can do, I can do better. You want to bank in a three? How about I knock down a 30-footer in between your eyes, brother? SGA on the left wing attacking. Along the baseline, pull-up jumper for SGA. Got it to go as he rattles it in. 99-111. 5 minutes to go here. Zane said J-Dub with the stinker. It is only his second game back, but yeah, man, he threw up a bad stinker here tonight. Jason Tatum attacking to his left, bump Euro down the lane. Gets tied up by Kayson Wallace. Tatum, I think, wanted the foul call there. He did not get it. We are just under 5 minutes to go. We are well past the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Time winding down. It's a 12-point game. It's not insurmountable for the Celtics here. And Tatum gets it into Keita. Keita gets it over to Brown. Brown bumped down the lane, kicks it out to Shireman at the last second. And they call an offensive foul on Jaylen Brown there. Not entirely sure about that call. AP said, Chef referee's property didn't get their payoff tonight. Ronald said, with OKC fully healthy, would this statement game for the Celtics if they win? Would it be a statement game for the Celtics? It is. It is a statement game for the Celtics, even with, J-Dub's second game back and him not playing well at all so far tonight. It is still a statement win for the Boston Celtics, absolutely. SGA hands it off to Mitchell. Mitchell coming to his left off a double screen, kicks it out to Dort. Dort ran off the line by Derek White there, has it in the mid-range, pump fake, gets it over to SGA, ball knocked loose, Lou Dort has it, tagging to his right against Brown, step back, foul line, fall away jumper, way off, hits the backboard, doesn't touch rim, and Jason Tatum picks up the rebound. And they get over to Brown. Brown up top. Brown looking to ice this one. He's been cooking in the second half. Tatum held them up in that first half. Brown looking to end them in the second half here. He's got 26, 8, and 8. Tatum with 18, 9, and 7. The two wings have been studs here tonight. Brown spins off of Mitchell, but loses the handle. Here comes Cason Wallace pushing the other way over to SGA down the lane. Gets fouled by Payton Pritchard. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Carson said 128, 123 Hawks. If they sell again, oh my goodness, Carson, no way. Yeah, they got the 5-point lead, 2 minutes to go, so you can't really lean on anything too much right now. My goodness. SGA knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. AP said, the one time I actually want these country boys to win, they come out and lay an egg. Yeah. Doing too much. That guess if you like something, man. Appreciate you doing too much. We have almost 400 people in here with only 97 likes. We gotta support more. Appreciate you doing too much. Thank you for the support, brother. If you guys are enjoying the show so far, hit that thumbs up button and like the stream. It is by far the best thing you can do to help support the community we got building here over on the Chevy channel, and I appreciate you guys for it, man. Thank you for that. We cover games. And a delay a game for the Thunder. Wow. So that's the second delay a game for the Thunder here tonight. So that's a technical, that's automatically a team technical, and the Celtics will get a free throw out of it. They get the delay a game because they were trying to put Harnstein in to sub in, and Harnstein was covered in like all these wraps and had ice on him. So he runs over to the scores table, and then he starts trying to pull the wraps off, and he's taking forever. They give him a delay a game violation, and that's a free point as Jason Tatum knocks down the technical free throw. Mark said Yanks 7-0. That's a great way to start the season, man. Great way to start the season. It is a long season, though. MBM said late game execution for Detroit is whack. I mean, they don't have their closer out there. AP said, what do they have in OKC, like one building? As a whole, in the entirety of Oklahoma City? I don't know. I've never been. Nor will I ever probably go. I don't know. I kind of want to go. At some point in my life, I want to be able to visit every NBA arena at least once. Jason Tatum has it up top, kicks out to Pritchard. Shot clock winding down. He's got to make something out of nothing. Double behind the back move. Loses the handle. Harnstein picks it up. Shot out of a cannon. Pushing it the other way. Down the lane. Throws it up with the left hand. Got it to go down. No foul call. What an attempt. What a bucket for Isaiah Harnstein, as much as it pains me to compliment them. Jaylen Brown attacking to his right against Wallace. Blows past him down the lane. Shoves it over to Cade. Cade in the paint. Stops. Turns. Pump fakes. Pivots. Steps through. And a 5-second, no, timeout. Timeout for the Celtics. I thought the ref was holding up 5, and I was like, 5-second violation? I don't even know what the call was going to be, but it's a timeout for the Boston Celtics here. Jossie, what's up, Jossie? Much respect. Ja from Boston. Appreciate you, Jossie. Appreciate you. MBM said I was stationed in OKC back in the day. Back in the day. I wonder how it's changed, though. I will say, with the league voting and approving on NBA expansion, by the way, it is official. The NBA will be expanding to 32 teams. Vegas and Seattle will be the two cities acquiring teams. Obviously, a team will go back to Seattle. The Sonics, right? We all expect it to be the Supersonics, as it should be. Another green team enters the NBA, as the NBA very much needed another green team. I mean that legitimately. They did. The Supersonics history and jerseys are just, I'm just really nostalgic for them. So I can't wait for to see Seattle with a team. I'm not looking forward to an expansion draft. Definitely not looking forward to that. We'll see who's on the Knicks roster, and then we'll figure out who we got to protect. But man, I'm not looking forward to that. AP said, I guess when it comes to the New York Knicks, everything has to be done the hard way. All the time, AP. All the time. And honestly, at this point, wouldn't want it any other way. Matthew Parnell said, don't steal from OKC. AB said they only have one skyscraper. Carson said 130, 129 Hawks. Is that game still going on? How much time is left, Carson? How much time is left? We got 3:24 to go left in this game. Payton Pritchard has it up top. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by Harnstein. Tatum faces up. Jab step. Puts up the right wing 3. Tatum in and out. Can't get it to stay. Cason Wallace skies for the rebound, bringing it down the other way. SGA up top, attacking to his right. Step back. Foul line jumper over Derek White. Derek White gets called for the foul. And SGA will go to the foul line for 2 free throws with 3 minutes to go here. Carson said, gonna feel bad for Hawks fans? Uh-oh. Let's go around the league as SGA goes to the foul line for his 2 free throws. Captain Matt said, Knicks Nation for me. Yes, sir, Captain. Yes, sir. Buzzer Beater said, visiting every NBA arena is on my bucket list, too. Yeah, and it's gonna get more expensive with 2 more teams being added. SGA knocks down his first free throw. He's got another one coming. All right, real quick before he shoots his second free throw, let's go over to this other game. The Hawks are up by 1 with 8.2 to go. Detroit has the ball because they just called a full timeout, I assume. All right. Come on, Atlanta. SGA knocks down his second free throw. 112 to 105. It's a 7-point game. I can't do math. It's a 7-point game with 3 minutes to go. More than enough time. This game is far from over. Celtics got to continue to execute. Brown down the lane. Looks like he took about 37 steps. He hit a little pitter patter, but they didn't call the travel. And Brown gets the layup to go down. SGA has it up top, coming to his right, being guarded by Pritchard. SGA gets it out to Isaiah Joe, a deep left wing 3 over Brown. He hasn't shot one all night. He lets that one fly with confidence, and he knocks it down. Derek White bringing it down the other way. It's a 6-point game. Trading 3s for 2s is one way to get back into a game. White has it up top. They get over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Cason Wallace. He has been the go-to guy down the stretch for the Celtics here. Brown gets fouled by Wallace. And Wallace and the Thunder can't believe the Celtics have been in the bonus for the final 6 minutes here. Consistently putting pressure against these perimeter defenders of the Thunder. Jaylen Brown specifically just going right through the chest of Cason Wallace. They call the reach and foul on Wallace there. Keith, what's up, Keith? What are the odds on the Celtics and the Knicks meeting in the Eastern Finals? Reggie Miller still sucks. Beating in the Eastern Finals, if they both finish as the 2 seed and the 3 seed, 0% chance, right? No. Yeah, 0% chance because they would then meet in the second round of the playoffs. So the way it works is the number 1 seed will play the 8 seed, and then the number 1 seed then plays in the second round the winner of the 4-5, meaning that the 2 seed will play the 7. Normally the 2 seed would win. The 3 seed will play the 6. If the 3 seed wins, they play the 2 seed in the next round. So 0% chance if the Celtics and the Knicks remain as the 2-3. Carson, Miami Heat are beating the Cavs by 15. Wow, we just checked that, and it was a 5-point game. Thank you for the update tonight, Carson. Appreciate that for you. Appreciate that for us, brother. So did that other game end? The Hawks pulled it off, I guess? They did indeed pull off the 1-point victory. All right, Detroit goes down. They made it a lot more difficult on the Atlanta Hawks than it probably should have been. Great effort from the Pistons there, but they do ultimately go down for their 20th loss of the season. Look at that. And it looks like the Cavaliers are going to go down to the Miami Heat today. There you go. That is also beneficial to the Knicks as we go to the standings. We have yet to check the standings all night. I said we would, but there's been so much to cover with the large slate tonight. So the Pistons will be 52-20. The Knicks are going to be 4.5 games behind the Pistons now. Not out of the realm of possibility they could jump up to 1, but like I said earlier, I'm not entirely sure how much I want the Knicks to get the 1 seed, with Charlotte looming as the 8 seed. Namar said, hopefully Thunder win again. We'll see. Ben Thompson, what's up, Ben? Just that's at 9 in overtime. They did indeed. Carson said, this sucks for the Hornets. Why does this suck for the Hornets? So the Thunder called the timeout and used their challenge there. Interesting moment to use the challenge. I guess not bad. Not bad. They lose it. They lose the challenge. It is indeed a foul on Cason Wallace, and Jaylen Brown will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. MBM said Duran sold out. By the way, Charlotte just jumped Miami. Well, Miami will win tonight, so they'll jump back up to 10. And it's not other impossibility. Charlotte could be the... All right, hold on. I thought Charlotte was kind of locked in at the 10 seed. They're very much not locked into the 10 seed. They could jump up as high as 7, maybe even into 6, depending on how Atlanta's season goes. But, all right, this is jumbled. 10-5 here is all jumbled up. All jumbled up. Miami could jump up to 5. Toronto could fall down to 9 or 8 in the play-in here. So this is an insane Eastern Conference here. I have no idea. All right, so now go ahead and get that 1 seed. If Charlotte's going to jump up to the 7 or 8 and could possibly get that 2 seed, all right, go ahead. We don't want to play Charlotte in the first round. The Knicks, I assume, will win that series. As a Knicks fan, I'm not concerned about it, but go ahead and do that. Brown splits the free throws there. 108 to 115. SGA driving it down. Has it in the mid-range. Step back. Pump fake. Good defense from Brown. Not going for it. They hand it off to Joe. Joe steps back for a 3 over Pritchard. Joe way off on that 3. Joe runs right into Derek White and elbows him. White goes down hard. And it's a foul on Isaiah Joe. Got to see the replay on it. Yeah, Isaiah Joe just running recklessly for that loose ball there. Derek White runs right over his back there and extends the right arm and makes contact with Derek White's face. I think initially, accidentally maybe, the ref called it a foul on Derek White and then corrected himself. It is a foul on Isaiah Joe. It's a loose ball foul, so no free throws out of it, as nobody had possession. And now Payton Pritchard will bring it down the other way. Under 2 minutes to go, and they're holding on to a 7-point lead, 108 to 115. Brown has it up top. He's dominated this second half, and particularly this fourth quarter. Brown up top, spins, kicks it out to Pritchard. Pritchard dancing with it, crosses over, out to Derek White. Derek White swings through to his left, loses the hand on the ball. SGA dives for it. They're on the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball. And I don't have the box score for you guys. My bad. There we go. Judge that said he got eliminated. Bam will be pissed. Yes, he will. Gizmo's Revenge. What's up, Gizmos? Where are the Clippers? Not playing until later tonight, brother. AP said, I'm not worried about a lot of things. I'm not worried about the Hornets. I'm not worried about the Hornets, but I definitely would not want that. That is probably as tough of a first-round matchup as you could have for the Knicks. Would not want to see them. Christian Blaze said Sam Hauser 3 should ice this game. Sam Hauser being the guy to put the dagger in it would be poetry with the way he started the game. So Hauser versus SGA here on the jump ball. The Celtics, loose ball. It's loose. AJ Mitchell able to pick it up, and now here comes SGA. 1:30 to go. SGA up top, in and out dribble, tagging to his right against Derek White. Derek White fouls SGA, and Derek White can't believe it. Again, they don't have a challenge, so SGA's just going to, walk his way to the foul line here. And that's a pretty clean block on Derek White, man. It's a clean block. And they give SGA the benefit of the doubt. The Little Whale said OKC not making the finals. Not with J-Dub playing this way. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 for 9 from the field. You can be a bit player. J-Dub needs to be the second star of this team if they want to repeat as champions. Can't go far without him. AP said we're going to end up playing our old friends, the Sixers. And that would be tough. There aren't really a ton of easy matchups. The easiest matchup the Knicks could have in the first round is if they somehow found a way to play Toronto, who they have absolutely owned in that matchup all season. SGA misses the second free throw, so he splits the pair. 6-point lead for the Celtics. 1:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Payton Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Mitchell. Pritchard coming to his right up the Tatum screen. J-Dub hedges out. They get it back to Tatum, being guarded by Mitchell. Tatum spins to his left, driving it down, foul line, pull-up jumper over Mitchell, in and out, and it stays out. J-Dub the rebound, and they're pushing it the other way. J-Dub gets it over to SGA. SGA in and out dribble, come to his left, kicks out to Caruso. Caruso knocked down 2 threes before going to the bench, misses that one. Tatum snatches a big, strong rebound in the paint. Tatum gets it out to Pritchard. Tatum with a double-double, 19, 11, and 7. Jaylen Brown hovering around the triple-double himself, 29, 8, and 8. The two wings have been spectacular here tonight. Brown down the lane, Euro steps in the paint, throws up the floater, got it to go. Brown also wanted the foul call, pointing to his elbow, but he gets the floater to go down anyway, and it's an 8-point lead, 45 seconds to go. Time ticking down on OKC, unless they want to make magic happen, as Tatum and Derek White combine to jump the passing lane from SGA, and that will do it, as Derek White brings it down the other way with an 8-point lead. He's going to dribble out as much time as possible before Mitchell finally uses a foul with 30 seconds to go, and an 8-point lead for the Celtics. Derek White to the foul line for 2, can give them the 10-point lead, but honestly, the dagger was already put in after that steal from Tatum and Derek White. Jaylen Brown doing it offensively, them as a team doing it defensively. excellent night for the Celtics as they're going to pull off this victory. Carson said if Khan doesn't get Rookie of the Year, I'm going to be pissed. He's going to get Rookie of the Year. He deserves it. Ricardo said to the Little Whale, yes, indeed. The Lakers will go out in the West. It's the script says with LeBron having his final season. Is it his final season? It's his final season in LA, it sounds like. But who will be in? Said, I'm calling it Knicks versus Spurs fight for the ring. The Knicks are 2-3 against the Spurs this year. And in that one loss, they had a 16-point lead before allowing Julian Champagnie to have a career night. So, I don't know. Derek White knocks down his free throw. Both free throws, I should say. And the 10-point lead has been built. 30 seconds to go. A.J. Mitchell up top. He's going to stop and pop for a straightaway three. He's going to miss it badly as he bricks it off the side of the rim. Rebound out to Cason Wallace over to Caruso. Caruso hands it off to Joe. Joe kicks it out to McCain. McCain the deep three. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Tatum. And Tatum will dribble out the clock, and that's going to do it. The Celtics are going to pull off a 10-point victory over the mighty Oklahoma City Thunder. Fully healthy for the Thunder. Celtics still missing Vucevic. And again, I question whether or not he's going to be part of the rotation anyway, but I will say a mostly healthy fully healthy Celtics team versus a fully healthy Thunder team. And the Celtics pulled off a 10-point victory. This is a huge statement game here for the Boston Celtics. Absolutely. Micah White. What's up, Micah? Stop underestimating the Lakers. You'll be shocked. We'll see. I mean, listen, Luka is absolutely horrifying in a 7-game series, but we'll see. And LeBron in a 7-game series where he's got rest in between each game, that's tough. That is tough. That's going to be tough for any team in the West to deal with. But as a Knicks fan, I don't got to worry about the Lakers. Unless they make the finals, I ain't worried about them. Ricardo said tough games ahead for the Boston Celtics, though. They do have some tough games. We can check out their schedule here. We can go around the league one more time. Carson said LeBron might go back to Cleveland next year. He might indeed. Right? And that could be his last season next year. So we'll see. See what happens with LeBron. We'll worry about that when the time comes. They got Atlanta, who just beat the Pistons tonight, but although they had to struggle for it. Miami, who actually beat the Cavs tonight, so that's not going to be an easy game. Boston and Miami always play tough games. I'm looking ahead. They have Charlotte in the middle there as well. So they got Atlanta, Charlotte, Atlanta, Miami. And then you got an easy win against Milwaukee. Toronto could be tough. Charlotte, difficult. And then obviously that big game against the Knicks. So we'll see how the Celtics wind down their season here. But they picked up a big old victory against the Oklahoma City Thunder, staving off 2 losses in a row. And that's always what you want to do. You don't want to stack losses like that. Staving off 2 losses in a row. Micah said OKC won't be first. Mark my words, Spurs will be the 1 seed. They could. They very well could. We can check out the standings real quick before we sign off. Micah said, remember I said that? A lot of people have been saying that, Micah. It is not the hottest of takes out there, brother. So they are only 2 back in the loss column. The Spurs right behind the Thunder in the standings. The Thunder will drop to 57-16. The Spurs sitting at 54-18. Only 2.5 games back. Carson said Hornets probably have the hardest 10-game stretch to play in or playoffs. Do they? Check the Charlotte schedule then, real quick. Ronald, appreciate you, brother. They have the Knicks twice. They got New York next. Obviously, we play them tomorrow. 7 o'clock start time, so we'll be live at 6:30. Y'all remember that. Philly with Embiid back. Okay, you got Boston. That's a tough one. Brooklyn, easy. Phoenix, could be tough. Phoenix plays teams very well, but it is at home. Indiana, easy. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards will be back. That should be a tough one. That's at Minnesota, and then at Boston, then versus Detroit with no Cade Cunningham to end the season, and then at New York to round out their final game of the season. So, I don't know if it's the hardest schedule ever. They got some easy one mixed in there. They got Brooklyn, they got Indiana, so, but obviously everything else is pretty tough game. Pretty tough game. But that is going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. And again, we'll go around the league one more time before we fully sign off. Spurs taking care of business against the Grizzlies. Wizards taking care of business against the Jazz. My goodness, Wizards winning that one. Jazz making sure they're fully tanking. They were like, man, we got to give the Wizards a win here. Rockets and Timberwolves just tipping off here. They're about to end the first quarter. It's 17-19. It's a close one. And then we got some late night games here that we will not obviously be able to cover. We got Hawks Pistons Hawks picking up the victory over the Pistons. Lakers blowing out the... Oh, no, they didn't. The Pacers made a spirited comeback. It's only a 7-point win for the Lakers there. And then the 76ers and the Bulls decided to not play defense tonight. 76ers put up 157 points. They had a 51-point third quarter there. In every quarter, they scored over 30. My goodness. The Bulls one-upped them, did them better. 53-point fourth quarter from the Bulls. No defense being played in this game tonight whatsoever. 154-137. You scored 154 points and you won by 20. Or you scored 137 points and you lost by 20. Is far more embarrassing. My goodness. Carson said, not Wizards getting one win streak before losing the rest. Not the 13-game losing streak. Yeah, they're going to pick up a victory. Who knows? There's more than enough time. They could pull some shenanigans to lose that game. The Celtics beat the Thunder as we watched here tonight, and the Heat did ultimately pull it off against the Cavs with a 17-point victory. Wow, that's a tough one for the Cavs there. But that's going to end our night, y'all. It was a fun one. It was a very good game, and I appreciate you guys for coming out and showing support. Shout out my guy, Sons Gen. Started us off right with a 5 gifted memberships to the community, so I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everybody for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And guess what? We're going to do it all over again tomorrow when the Knicks take on the Charlotte Hornets, which should be an excellent basketball game. So the Knicks will be taking on the Hornets tomorrow. 7 o'clock start time, so a little bit earlier than usual, 7 o'clock EST, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So we will be live at 6:30 Eastern time as usual for our pregame rundown. Jacqueline Gomez, what's up, Jack? What's for the menu? It ultimately ended up being a victory for the Boston Celtics over the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, the Knicks will continue to be a half game behind the Thunder, one back in the loss column. Not the Thunder, of the Celtics. Half a game behind the Celtics, but ultimately one back in the loss column. Def Wall, what's up, Def? Spurs winning tonight by 31. They are indeed smoking the Grizzlies, right? They're playing the Grizzlies. Carson said, I got soccer practice, so I probably will be here at halftime. Hand to your business, Carson. Love having you in the chat, brother. Appreciate you. And as always, shout out the members of the channel, whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become a member all on your own. I appreciate the support from you guys nonetheless. And shout out to everybody in the chat here tonight. It was an excellent basketball game, an excellent showing. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow and for the remainder of the week. We've got some good games coming up, so I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. But with that being said, remember, guys, brush the teeth before bed. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.